Yo, what is going on, Jets Nation? We are live for another episode of the Jets Media Podcast and another defeated Monday. No victory Monday to talk about. 3 straight losses after three straight wins. And the New York Jets yet again put up a stinker. And this time it was a really big, embarrassing stinker, an absolute disgrace. There's a lot of things that we have to talk about as Jets fans right now because we saw our quarterback get benched. We saw our head coach hip toss our quarterback, and then he benched him. We saw our quarterback trot onto the football field and tripped over himself. You could not have asked for a more of a clown show yesterday from these New York Jets in Buffalo, with a chance to go back to 500, with a chance to actually make a run and give Aaron Rodgers a miracle chance to come back. But now here we are, and yet again, the New York Jets disappoint us fan base. We deserve better, and it's sad. And here we are on another episode of the podcast. Jack, we are sick and tired of this, aren't we?
I'm just a defeated man today, everybody. I don't even know if I can get mad today. If you guys tuned into the live stream yesterday during the game, I was laughing my ass off the entire time just because it was either laugh or cry, and I chose laughter. You know what? Sometimes you got to choose laughter. Sometimes you have a choice. The Jets give you a choice, whether you know it or not. You can laugh through the misery, or you can cry and be angry through the misery. Yesterday, I chose to laugh. And I should have worn black today because we're here for the funeral of the 2023 New York Jets as the season is officially over. Embarrassed by the Buffalo Bills, 32-6. And everyone's to blame in this one, man. I mean, this was a team loss to a T. And obviously, you know, the offense gets the brunt of the blame as usual. But the defense gets some blame for how they played yesterday. Robert Saleh, of course, Nathaniel Hackett. Oh, what happened?
Booth Hackett.
Nathaniel Hackett's up in the booth. Maybe it's going to be good. It's even worse, man.
Hackett came out there and played his butt off. Nope, he did not. Now, Tim Boyle goes out there.
Oh, my God.
Doesn't do anything.
Boyle.
And now we have a quarterback thing.
Can you even call it a quarterback controversy?
I don't even know what to call it. All what I'm trying to say is we don't know who's starting Friday. Like we have a quarterback that needs to play Friday that we don't even know who's starting. Is it going to be Zach? Is it going to be Boyle? Is it going to be Trevor Siemian? Is Aaron Rodgers actually like, you know what? I'm sick of this. We're going out there, even my Achilles 60% healed, and I'm running the table, and I'm Aaron Rodgers. Totally kidding. That's not happening. But hey, man, it's the reality of the situation, and we gotta really, reality sits in. It slaps you in the face, and Jets fans don't deserve this, in my opinion. Breece Hall even said that last night, and it's sad to hear him say that. It's sad that this Jets fan base has to go through this every single year, and here we are. So now we're gonna go into this podcast, open up the callers, let you guys come out here and just absolutely let it out, because this is therapy for Jack and I. It's therapy for all you guys. But the reality is, man, for me, Jack, it does start from the top down. This is becoming an issue where it's like an organizational failure, and I might even have to start up top, which is Woody Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
And then you trickle it down to Joe Douglas, and then you trickle it down to Saleh, and then you trickle it down to Hackett, then you trickle it down to the quarterback, and then beyond the quarterback, it's we get all the issues, but the issues, it's so big. It's so big, man.
Like I said, everybody's to be blamed. You can start all the way up top with Woody Johnson and the ownership group, and
that's the frustrating thing. We can't just like point a finger at someone. That's the issue. Let's fix that issue and we're good. There's issues everywhere.
And the number one issue is that these guys thought it was the right move to draft Zach Wilson with the 2nd overall pick, and Zach Wilson. And for any Zach truthers that still remain, I can't even be mad at you at this point. I just feel sorry for you because you need to seek help and you need to check into a facility that can offer you some services that you may or may not need, some mental health services that you probably are needing at the moment. Because Zach Wilson is not an NFL quarterback. He's never once been an NFL quarterback. Tommy DeVito yesterday had a better game than Zach Wilson has ever had in his entire career, and that is a fact. That is not an opinion. That is a fact. And that's all it takes, man. Tommy DeVito had a better game yesterday than Zach Wilson has ever had in 3 years as a starting quarterback. And I know he wasn't supposed to be the starter this year, but guess what? That's the way the cookie crumbled. And Zach Wilson was drafted to be the franchise quarterback. So you know what? His number was called yet again, and yet again, he failed. And this is an organizational failure, just like you said, my friend, because
does.
unfortunately, we have to point some fingers at Joe Douglas, who drafted this guy, at Robert Saleh, who wanted to, get quote unquote his guy. That was the whole thing. Well, Saleh had nothing to do with Sam Darnold. They don't want Darnold. And I'm not saying we should have stuck with Darnold. I don't know how much better we would have been with Sam Darnold at the helm. And, Aaron Rodgers is waiting in the wings. But regardless of that, this is the group that decided it was the right move to draft Zach Wilson with the number 2 overall pick. And he hasn't even played the caliber of what we would expect Brock Purdy to play, who was the last pick in the draft. And he has been a failure on every single level. And we just see it more and more time and time again. And then we see Tim Boyle play, and we realize, not that we didn't already know this to begin, but he stinks too. So we literally have who is the option? Rodgers with a 50% Achilles.
Because the reality is, the offense is such a broken product, even where you plug in any quarterback, and this is not even just defending any of the quarterbacks we have, but the reality is the whole offense is completely broken, starting with the coach, Nathaniel Hackett. I mean, I just don't see any schematically creativity. Even when he's trying to establish a run game, there's no push up front on the offensive line to establish a run game. That's not going to help any rhythm on the offense. And then you got wide receivers. Our only talented receiver is wearing a cyborg arm on his right elbow because he's injured, so he's playing through an injury. And then the other guys next to Garrett Wilson all stink. They're all literally can't get open, can't catch balls. So it's just you look at this offense, you're like, where is the positives? Oh, okay, Breece Hall's a positive. He can't run the ball. He had 23 yards on 10 attempts. That's terrible. That's absolutely atrocious.
Gosh.
I mean, it's just really, really disappointing here, where it's just an absolute offensive failure yet again. And, you go into Buffalo with a chance to be a nail in the coffin for potentially the Bills, who we could have swept them. We could have put them under 500, right? We could have went back to 500. We could have go into Black Friday with a chance to beat the Dolphins and go one game back from the division. There's so many things in our favor. And not only did we go out there in Buffalo and stink it up, we didn't even look competitive, right? The second half was an absolute wash. They teased us. They sucked us in because we had a really good end of the half, which we did. Cut it to 10 points. You could come back from 10 points. We've seen the Jets do that. And then the first drive of that second half, Josh Allen goes down the field, scores a touchdown. Okay, it's going to be like that, offense. This is your time. Go answer. You would have thought they would have answered. And then they punt the ball, and then Josh Allen, the next play, first drive, gets that 81-yard touchdown pass, and then that was it. And then the Jets decided to go to Tim Boyle. The offense doesn't do anything. And then here we are yet again looking at who to blame. Who do we blame? Everyone's to blame. Stop trying to figure out who's to blame. Everyone is.
Everyone. I mean, let's take it back to the very beginning. The very beginning, bro. We're sitting there so excited for this game. After what we've seen for the last 2 weeks, we're still suckers. We're sitting there yesterday being so excited to watch this game, genuinely believing that the Jets can go out there and sweep the Buffalo Bills. And on the first play of the game,
it was like the Chargers game all over again.
First play of the game, bro. What happens? Xavier Gibson fumbles the opening kickoff, which he caught at the 9-yard line, by the way. I was getting ready for a big return. I was like, holy shit, we're actually going to see a kickoff return, number one. Number two, it looks like he's going to, he has the opportunity to get some good field position for us. Maybe we could actually go down and score some points on this opening drive. And what happened, bro? The man got absolutely rocked, creamed, smoked, fumbles the ball, gives it to Josh Allen and the Bills inside the 20-yard line, off rip. And thank God that at least at this point in the game, our defense was playing well and could hold them to 3 for their first 3 possessions of the game. We didn't allow a single touchdown.
That's 2 games
and
where
the defense is balling out. And yes,
start off the game terrible. I mean, the Chargers game, we give up a punt return, and right away we're down 7-0.
Oh,
for this game, I'm not blaming, that play for the reason we lost. You got to come back from a 3-0 deficit. I get that. But still, when you set a standard and set a tone for the game that way, It just really does not sit with you well. And then, on the flip side of things, I do got to give some credit to the special teams because without the Thomas Morstead fake punt, we wouldn't have scored a touchdown because the only touchdown drive that we had was on behalf of a 4th down fake punt from Thomas Morstead, a dime to Brandon Eccles down the left sideline. And then the Jets were a beneficiary of a roughing the passer penalty, which gave him an extra 15 yards. And then Zach Wilson actually somehow got in the end zone, and he did a little screen pass to Breece Hall. Yay, we get in the end zone. Go for 2. We don't get it. 16-6. You're down 10 points. Knowing how this Jets defense usually plays against the Bills, you actually have some optimism somehow with the momentum shift because the one thing that I've learned about this Jets team, at least this year, obviously not yesterday, but throughout the season, is it seemed like they're a second-half team. They have been all season long. When they win, they play their best in the 3rd and 4th quarter. That was not the case yesterday. They played their worst football in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
We watched this defense just kind of get their souls ripped out of their bodies yesterday. They were on the field so much. The offense could not stay on the field and get any sort of actual lengthy drives going. So this defense was gassed by the time the second half and especially the 4th quarter of this game rolled around. Because you know how you gas a defense? The Buffalo Bills. Why can't we do this, bro? We and you were so goddamn frustrated watching the Bills. Every time they ran the ball, they get 4 or 5 yards minimum every single time, making freaking James Cook look like a younger version of his older brother.
Hand off to Breece
Hall.
Who
stinks. And
no yards.
Yeah, and exactly. What do we see when we hand off to Breece Hall? 10 carries for, 23 yards? Yeah. 10 carries for 23 yards.
And he had probably 7 carries for 10 yards. Remember his first handoff, or his first carry from Tim Boyle was 10 yards.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, I guess
Tim Boyle can hand it off. Oh my gosh.
So maybe Zach is the issue why we can't run the ball, right? And then it didn't really do anything from then on out.
There's just nothing from an offensive perspective, bro. And it's been this way. Here we are once again doing the same podcast. From an offensive perspective, bro, there is not a single thing to be excited about. Especially now. How about this? We're all excited. You know what? Hey, man, we've had some big issues with the offensive line, but Mekhi Becton is here.
Oh my gosh.
Mekhi Becton is healthy. Mekhi Becton has been playing relatively well compared to the rest of the offensive line. And you know what? The most important thing, he is healthy. He is available. And what happened yesterday?
Gets turned up.
He can't make it up, bro.
He gets turned up.
He cannot make it up.
It's a high ankle sprain, which will definitely keep him out for a few weeks. And that's the reality of it, man. The offensive line, we just can't survive the injury bug. We literally can't survive the injury bug. And I'm sorry, I just can't put the offensive line blame. It's just me personally, on the front office, just from the injuries that they sustained. If they were healthy and they had 1 or 2 little injuries and they were this bad, I would be really frustrated with the front office. But you're asking a front office to be able to have 14 offensive linemen deep. And that's where we're at. I mean, there's so many injuries and you can't survive. There's no team in the league that can survive the offensive line that the Jets have suffered in terms of injuries. But then again, it's the NFL. It's a violent sport and you got to be able to battle through it. And the adversity will hit, and your depth will be proven. But you go into the season with these 5 starters, and then right now we literally have one last man standing that's starting, and that's Laken Tomlinson. And it's pathetic. And then not only that, our backups are hurt. So we're on 3rd and 4th string guys. And it's so frustrating because the whole vision of this offense starts in the trenches. The whole vision of the defense starts in the trenches. Well, the defensive line is all healthy, and they're playing great. Well, the offense needs to be better in the trenches in order for anything to work. No matter who the quarterback is, you need to be able to run the ball, which starts up front. You need to be able to protect the quarterback, which starts up front, and they can't do that. So I seriously don't even know what this Jets team would look like with any other quarterback because Zach Wilson stinks as it is. Boyle stinks as it is. We know Rodgers doesn't stink, but I don't even know how he would survive right here because there's no rhythm. There's no run game. There's no play action to set off. There's no, creativity down the field. I mean, it's just such an absolute nightmare of what this offense is. It's just you can't survive with that type of offensive line, and we got worked by the Bills' defensive front all game long. Pathetic.
And we have a huge problem that goes even beyond the offensive line, even beyond any player on the offense. We don't have any competent person calling the plays. I mean, if it wasn't for Aaron Rodgers on the sideline with a headset, which still, hasn't proved to do much because we can't score touchdowns anyway. Who's calling the plays, guys? Saleh doesn't know what he's doing. Hackett's proved at this point, I think, after not only this year, but his performance as a head coach with the Broncos last year, that he doesn't know how to run an offense that doesn't have Aaron Rodgers at the helm. I mean, Tim Boyle and Zach Wilson are gonna start checking plays at the line of scrimmage. We have nobody in the building who has any idea how to run an NFL offense. That's where we're at as an organization. We have no one in the building, no player, no coach, no one that knows how to run an NFL offense, bro. And we're not going to rely on Aaron Rodgers, number one, to come back, because that's officially not happening. I never thought it was going to happen anyway, but that's officially out. No shot Aaron Rodgers comes back this year. Zero shot. And number two, not only coming back, but if we're at the point where we have to rely on him with a headset on the sidelines, calling plays and on camera, shaking his head, looking disgusted and annoyed at what Hackett's calling, where are we at? What are we doing? What is left for us on offense? Todd Downing, Rob Calabrese. This is where we're at, everybody.
There's no offensive spark anywhere.
There's no one that even knows what they're doing.
And
no one.
The only person that knows what they're doing has torn Achilles. And the sad reality is Aaron Rodgers has put so much time into his rehab to do right by the fan base because he felt like he'd let us down. And he's doing everything in his power to come back. And the reality is, I genuinely think he is going to be healthy enough to come back. But you're right, he's not coming back. Because if the Jets are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, which is trending that way, he's not coming back. And that's so sad that we actually had a chance for a miracle. The Jets had a chance to welcome Aaron Rodgers back from an Achilles, and we can all be like, how is this guy in the field? And Rodgers can be a guy that just defies medicine, and we can't even give him that opportunity because we can't even stay afloat. We can't even stay on the, even keel. We can't stay 500. All we needed to be is 500 whenever he returned, and we can't even get there. Now we're 2 games under, and the only way the Jets can save their season is winning against the Dolphins, winning against the Texans, and beating the Falcons. 3, right? We lost 3 straight. Let me go back a little bit. We won 3 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Now we just lost 3 in a row. And now the only way they can save the season, which it feels like it's over, is winning 3 straight. And there's no reason to believe they can because the offense is that bad, and we don't even have a freaking quarterback that can defy anything. Right now, we need a superhero at quarterback, and we don't have that because what you need with an offense this incapable is a quarterback that can elevate guys around you, a quarterback that can defy a bad offensive line, and we don't have anything close to that.
Can I read you some numbers here, bro, that are terrifying and really puts things into perspective just how bad this offense is? This comes from our buddy on Twitter, NYJ Matt. I'm sure you guys all know him and love him. He's our boy. Shout out to him. This Jets 2023 offense is eerily similar to the Jets 2020 offense under the infamous Adam Gase.
Wow.
Points, just one more point than we were at through 10 games in 2020. 150 total points compared to 149. First downs, this is very interesting. We have 20 less first downs at this point in the season than we did in 2020 under Adam Gase. We have less than 20 more total yards, 5 more total passing yards, and 12 more total rushing yards. So we are right there.
We are
right there.
We are with
you
an
could
Adam
say
Gase.
we are worse than the Adam Gase offense. They had 20 more first downs than us at this point in the season. Not 3 or 4 more, 20.
Adam Gase is basically our offensive coordinator.
And this is why I've been coming at Robert Saleh, because there's guys like Adam Gase or guys like Todd Bowles or Richie Kotite that are these memes in terms of Jets history and Jets lore. Robert Saleh is right up there with these guys and has much more talent than any of them ever did. And what's he doing with it? He's doing worse than some of these other guys did. So are we still sitting here saying Robert Saleh's the guy? If you are, you're delusional and you might need assistance.
Yeah, it's sad, man. And the reality is we hired Robert Saleh, and I was someone to say that Robert Saleh, I guess I was wrong. I said he was a CEO coach, and I was happy when we hired him because that's exactly what this Jets team needed. And I thought that he can be a leader. And I think it also comes down to the coaching staff hiring, because when you're a coordinator of an offensive coordinator getting hired or a defensive coordinator getting hired, you got to be able to hire the guy to be the head coach of the opposite side of the ball. And that was LaFleur and Hackett. And Saleh made both of those hires. And that starts being the head coach. And the sad thing is, like, And you are the head coach, so it's hard to even give the defense credit. But if the Jets move on from Robert Saleh, which right now it's trending that way, because what else are they going to do? Even though I don't think they're still going to move on from this season, I still think they're linked to the hip with him for next year because of the whole Aaron Rodgers situation. But my only issue, and it's Robert Saleh's fault, it's like the defense that he built and developed himself with his coaching staff and Joe Douglas that is so excellent is going to be wasted. And all the work and the sweat and the tears that they did, the beautiful development of Quincy Williams, the breakout of Quinnen Williams, there's so much on the defense to be excited about. And then we're going to move on from Saleh, and then all that work that he did on one side of the ball that's so brilliant, so elite, and so excellent is going to be wasted because he could not figure it out on the opposite side of the ball. He couldn't hire the right people for it, and they couldn't get the quarterback for it. They were aggressive to go get the quarterback in the offseason. We all get that. Hall of Famer, 4-time MVP, Super Bowl champion Aaron Rodgers, done. So that's really what it comes down to. We can sell all we want about this situation, but that's what it comes down to. The brilliance of Robert Saleh's defensive mind is going to waste because he could not figure out how to be the head coach of all three phases of the ball. And you see coordinators be able to do, one side and the other side, and that's the sad reality of it. When you are a defensive coordinator being hired to be the head coach, you are the responsible person to hire the right guy to be on offense, because that's it. And he wasn't able to do it. He fired LaFleur last year. He brings in Hackett, and you see what Hackett is right now, and it's an absolute disgrace. And the reality is, guys, we are linked with this coaching staff for yet another year, and that is just because of Aaron Rodgers. Because
100%.
Rodgers wants to be here next year, and I'm telling you guys right now, Nathaniel Hackett is not going anywhere because the Jets are not firing Nathaniel Hackett with Aaron Rodgers coming back next year, because the last thing that Rodgers is going to want to do is learn a new offense, and that's the sad reality where it feels like we're in this little handcuff situation.
We are, man, and we're under the yoke of Aaron Rodgers, who's not even playing, but it feels like he's got a vice grip on this team, Robert Saleh and Nathaniel Hackett are safe as long as Aaron Rodgers is still waiting in the wings to come back next year, because we obviously know that he's a big fan of both of these guys. And obviously was the reason that the Jets pursued Nathaniel Hackett was because obviously we know now that they were also pursuing Aaron Rodgers, and they always viewed them as, a pairing. I doubt they ever envisioned having Nathaniel Hackett call their plays without Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball for them. So, we had it right there, and 4 plays in, we all know what happened. But that's no excuse, man. All these guys are in the NFL. They're at the top of their game in terms of the sport of football. Antonio Araya says, cut Zach, fire Hackett, hire Ryan Johnson from the Eagles, draft quarterback in round 2 with the tender from Huff, draft an offensive lineman. Or offensive linemen. Antonio, that's pretty loaded there, my friend. Well, let's break it down. Cut Zach. Sure. I mean, why not? You're obviously not going to cut Zach Wilson. But you might not play Zach Wilson again. Fire Hackett. I'd love to, but that's not going to happen.
So my question, Antonio, fire Hackett means no Aaron Rodgers next year, because if you think Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback next year, we're not firing Hackett. That's what it comes down to. That's it.
Yeah, those two are linked together.
If you want Rodgers back next year, you're not firing Hackett. And that's the reality of the situation. And that's not a defending of Hackett. That's not me saying, yeah, Hackett. But that's, yeah. And the funny thing about it is when Rodgers was asked about Hackett on the Pat McAfee show, he's like, I won 2 MVPs with him. So he doesn't feel like it's an issue.
That's basically him saying Zach is ass.
So I was able to succeed in it at a high level. And he has been. And the big reason why Aaron Rodgers succeeds with Hackett is because he goes to the line of scrimmage and he calls the plays.
Well, that's the thing. It's like we're not.
Hackett gives him the freedom to do it, and Hackett can just call this, and then he knows what to do from there.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, how much does Hackett even bring to the table? Clearly nothing without Aaron Rodgers. And then when Aaron Rodgers is in the picture, still nothing because Aaron Rodgers is playing quarterback. So what does Hackett actually do? He's like the Robert Saleh of offensive coordinators. He stands there and does nothing.
You know what it reminds me of? How was Adam Gase good? Because of Peyton Manning.
My God.
Was Adam Gase the reason why Peyton Manning was a dog?
I guess
or was Peyton Manning the reason Adam Gase was a dog?
I guess this is another Peyton Manning, Adam Gase type situation. I guess because Nathaniel Hackett made a fire cup of coffee for Aaron Rodgers. Now we're stuck with Nathaniel Hackett as our play caller without Aaron as the quarterback.
Ridiculous. Guys, if you're enjoying the show, we have over 200 people watching with only 38 likes. Listen, I know you guys are upset, but don't take it out on me. Please hit that thumbs up button for your boys, man. Jack and I are live on the Jets Media Podcast every Monday, whether we win or whether we lose for the rest of my life. All right? So please smash the like button. We would really, really appreciate it. And also, guys, if you want to show us some love on the podcast, you guys can download it on Apple and Spotify. That link is down below in the description. We would greatly appreciate it, guys, if you guys could support Jack and myself over there on the pod. It's not easy to go live after L's. It is easy to do it after dubs, which we have not done in, it feels like, forever. But hit that like button, guys. Let's get to at least 50 likes before we bring in our first caller, guys. And we got it. Let's go. So let's bring in some callers, guys. Sean says, Richie and Jack, you are both great. Thank you so much, Sean. We appreciate you,
Thanks a lot, man.
Hey, man, it isn't easy to do what we do. But, hey, you guys make it a lot more fun.
Better get some callers in here, folks.
All right, let's get to the first caller. We got Nate in the house. What's up, Nate?
Hey man, how y'all doing? This Buffalo game just solidifies everything that I had a problem with the Nathaniel Hackett all the way from Denver is because people don't get open. I mean, I'm literally looking at it. It's like, oh, run the ball, quick pass, run the ball. It was frustrating. I'm like, you see this depleted, like the Bills defense, the secondary, were dropping like flies, and they don't take a shot at all.
Yeah.
It frustrates me. It just frustrates me. And then it's so disappointing because we're wasting this is a Super Bowl. If it was with any other team, this would be Super Bowl content. This is a Super Bowl contending defense.
Yeah.
And we're wasting the potential. And we're just gonna, another year. We're gonna wait, we're gonna let this defense sit in. We can't do this. We can't. We got something's gotta give. We gotta make changes. If it's Zach leaving somewhere else, or if we draft the offensive line or sign an offensive line through agency. But the most important thing, we need better weapons. Better weapons on the receiving core. I don't like Lazard. Lazard is trash. He's always been trash. I never liked him in the first place because every time he had wide open gibbies to Aaron Rodgers, it dropped. It's in his hands. He drops it. I'm like, I'm frustrated, man. I'm just frustrated because Saleh, as much as he's a great motivator, I said this, he's a great motivator, but he's not good in galvanizing it. He's not good with offense, defense. He's only good at the defensive part. He's not good in special teams. He's not good in, especially on the offense and especially time management. I'm not saying he needs to go, but I'm saying he got to do something. He has to.
Yeah, Nate, we appreciate the call. I mean, listen, Robert Saleh deserves a lot of the blame right now. There's no weapons on offense, like you said. The Jets have a lot of work to do in the offseason, and again, it starts with the head coach, and he deserves all the blame right here, 110%.
Yeah, dude. I mean, there's just so many problems on this team, and he highlighted one right there, being outside of Garrett Wilson. You know, the receivers stink, and even Garrett Wilson has had a string of not so great games. I mean, he's the last two games before yesterday, he still managed to put up some decent numbers in terms of receptions and yards.
And all summer long, I was pleading to go after another wide receiver all summer, and then I see Corey Davis retire. And I'm like, oh, my God, they better get another wide receiver.
Listen, man.
And they didn't. And now they go after a wide receiver at the trade deadline. Couldn't do it.
And in everyone's defense, nobody knew how shitty Alan Lazard was going to be. Nobody knew how useless Randall Cobb was going to be. Nobody knew that McCole Hardman wasn't even going to be used.
I
and
think
then
Lazard is another person
deadline.
that's a Hackett in terms of he's good because Rodgers was good. I mean, Alan Lazard does not get a 4-year, $44 million contract if he did not have Aaron Rodgers throughout.
And like, am I missing something? Like, did he like? I know he wasn't a terrible receiver, but like, did he have like amazing years on the Packers with Rodgers? Like, he's like an average receiver at best.
Yeah, 700 to 800 yards with like 8 touchdowns or something like that, which I would take. We're not even close to that.
I mean,
this
8
year.
touchdowns is great, but I mean,
he's not even close to that.
Have we ever seen a guy use his frame like less so
Go
than Alan Lazard?
Oh, he's got a frame, red zone target.
Oh,
Let's just like not even attack the ball at the high point. Let's
joke.
not show any. Oh, okay, you're a blocker. Right, holding.
And then he makes some stupid bobble catch yesterday and gets up and is like talking shit. Like, yeah. Bro, you're a bum, dude. You're a bum.
Alan Lazard.
I noticed that we did not see a lot of CJ Uzoma yesterday.
We did not.
Which is actually a good sign.
Hey, man, that's called accountability.
But it's also called too little, too late, Robert Saleh.
And Michael Carter released. Ruckert got involved. But, hey, man, what are we going to do? We need more. All right, let's get to the next caller. What's up, Shane? You're live.
My God, another week, another round of just absolute insanity.
Yeah, man.
Insanity in the sense that we're just doing the same things every week, and every time we tune in on Sunday, and we just waste our time for 3 hours with this team that seemingly, especially this year, is just never going to reward our support. It's a lot of times it was a great game to think back and think about because it was over as soon like it was last week. As soon as Buffalo scored that first touchdown, the game was over. As much as we'd like to have thought that when Breach Hall scored, we had a chance to come back. If we're being honest, the game was over when Buffalo scored that touchdown. So I spent
100%.
basically the entire second half thinking about many things. I spent thinking back to the Ram game, the Sam Darnold Braden Mann game. I remember the most stinging portion about that because I remember I do pick 'em with my families and we do picks against spreads. I remember the spreads against the Jets were just ridiculous that year. And I still remember the spread in that game, which was 17.5 points, which for reference, last week's game between the Cowboys and Giants was 16.5.
Mm-hmm.
So, and somehow we won outright. And I'm just thinking like, what kind of biblical, just cruel stroke of luck that starting all the way back then from a punter making a miraculous tackle on a guy in the open field has led to this 3 years later where we're just in purgatory with a defense that we're just wasting and an offense that is flawed in essentially every way possible. And it's so depressing how that is the
most depressing thing you could have said, Shane. It's all true.
It's so depressing just thinking about how we spent how many years with the Bowles and Gase years where the team was just bad and we knew it. And we knew that this team we just knew this team wasn't going to be good. So we just knew we were going to get crushed. And then we get Saleh. The first year was more the same. We knew the team was bad, but we were just looking for life. And these past 2 years, there has been life, but it's being wasted. And and we're just at a crossroads where what are we going to do? Are we going to run it back with Hackett, Saleh, and just pray that Rodgers fixed it all next year? And then if we throw out Rodgers, if we throw out Hackett and Saleh, is Rodgers even going to want to play?
Yeah, the answer is no, and that's what we were saying. The Jets feel like we're handcuffed right now. And Shane, we appreciate the call, man. And
yeah, thank you, Shane.
I think that we are handcuffed.
Oh, absolutely, we are. And the reality of the situation is that this team, even with all the injuries, and that includes Aaron Rodgers, that includes everybody on the offensive line, this team right now is still too talented to be looking as flat as they look on a consistent basis, especially on the offensive side of the ball. When you still have Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, and at least a young quarterback that should be able to use his legs and get something going when he needs to. Of course, that's not the case. But right now, in this moment in time, and then you throw in the defense that's still mostly healthy, ready to go. This team is way too talented to be where they are. And that ultimately falls on the head coach. Who else can it fall on besides the coaching staff? This team is not prepared to play football week in and week out. And I don't care that the offensive line is decimated. I don't care that we lost Aaron Rodgers. This team is still filled with way too much talent to come out looking as flat as we do, to take 3 losses in a row. 3 losses in a row to teams that we probably should have beaten in a perfect world. We're better than the Chargers. We're better than the Raiders. We've already beat the Bills. So I mean, yesterday, 32-6 is a freaking joke.
It's not even like we played a competitive game and we lost in the last second, right? That would feel a little different.
And
it's just another disgusting. Blech.
And Shane makes a good point, man. Saying he knew it was over from the touchdown. I got to be honest with you. I knew it was over from the first play of the game. That was how the game was going to go yesterday. That was a wonderful sign as to how the game was going to go yesterday. And Xavier Gibson fumble on the first.
It wasn't even like a fumble.
It was like it was just like destroyed. Just destroyed, leveled.
Oh my god!
And
we have an injury update from Ian Rappaport. He says Jets left tackle Mekhi Becton, who was carted off Sunday, is undergoing an MRI today on an injury that received an initial diagnosis of a high ankle sprain. Sources say, while it may not be a disastrous as it appeared, the Jets used its 13th offensive lineman Sunday, and Becton missing time means one more. That's ridiculous, dude. We used 13 offensive linemen this year.
And it's just like, I guess, like, do these guys stink anyway? Like, even if they're healthy, are they just not good? Because how are offensive linemen getting hurt so much? Why are these guys on their ass?
Yeah.
Like, they're not, like, running 20 miles an hour and getting hit by Quincy Williams over the middle of the field. Like, why are these guys getting hurt so much? I understand every play for an offensive lineman is a fight in a phone booth. I understand that. It's a violent position. These guys are big, heavy guys, so when they do fall, it's more often bad than it's not. But how are these guys going down so consistently? I guess they all just suck, and they just find themselves on their ass way too much.
Yeah, and the only man that's standing is Laken Tomlinson, who's the only starter remaining on the offensive line. And now I'm assuming Dwayne Brown might return this week if Mekhi's down.
Great.
Woo-hoo.
Great.
This stinks, man.
Let's get James in here so I can just take 5 minutes.
James, man. James.
Honest, Jack, I don't know if I got 5 minutes to give you today, bro.
I don't blame you, bro. I was going to say, like, if you can even bring energy today, I don't know how you can.
Honest, I come on here every week and I spill my fucking guts, right? This shit is real for me, okay? I take this shit serious, right? There's a lot of people that come on here and say how mad they are when they really don't give a shit. I give a shit, okay? This matters to me. I'm fucking at the point of no return. I don't even have the words to give you. I'm despondent. I'm sick to my stomach. That was disgusting. What are we doing? What are we doing? We can't get in the fucking end zone to save our fucking life. Like, I'm so upset right now. It's not even funny. I literally left my house last night because I was a fucking maniac. Like, I'm at the point of I'm never going to not root for this team. Never. But this is getting crazy now. And like the last couple callers ago, which I was literally going to say that insanity is the definition of it is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And that's what we're doing. And
yeah,
I don't know what's going to change this. This guy Hackett, he has to go. Like, I can't even get worked up at this point. Like, I'm worked up, but I'm almost.
That's exactly how I feel.
I don't even know how to put my feelings right now, bro. And you can say whatever you want, but like, I don't know how to feel. I'm just done. I'm kind of over it at this point. Like, they're beating us down to the point of no return. And I don't even have the words, man. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say, bro.
Listen, James, I mean,
yeah, please.
No, you're absolutely right, bro. I mean, and the definition of insanity thing, you hit the nail right on the head there. And I'll counter that saying it's not even like we're doing the same thing because every 3 years it's a new head coach and a new offensive coordinator. So things are changing, but the results just constantly stay the same. So it doesn't matter whether it's Robert Saleh, Todd Bowles, Adam Gase, Rex Ryan, who got us the closest that we've seen in our lifetimes at least. The results never change, bro. They stay the same.
I don't know where to go. Like,
there's no answer.
I have nothing to say. Like, I don't even know where to go, bro.
Dude,
like an
James,
idiot.
I feel you. I mean, even during my show yesterday, I wasn't really getting so worked up because, like, it's just so, I'm like over it. I'm over the emotional let loose, even though I did have a 5-minute rant that I posted because I needed to get something out. But, like, it's getting to a point where I just can't even, like, express how I feel because I'm numb.
Yeah, I can't articulate my feelings because
Numb.
I don't know where to. I don't even know my own feelings right now. Like, I don't know how to feel, bro. It's the same thing every single year. And it's not fair to us because we have the best fan, bro. We have such loyal fans to deal with what we've dealt with for as long as we've dealt with it and to stay loyal. That's something to say. But they keep giving us this shit. They keep pounding us into the fucking ground. And at some point, people are going to leave. I can't. And I wish I could. I can't. But this is like sick and cruel punishment at this point now. Like,
it is. And the one thing that you know for sure, James, you're not leaving. We're not leaving. We're in this together. And if everybody is leaving, they're fair weather fans. And you're not. I'm sorry. I mean, if you're leaving after this is what we've built our character on. This is what builds our fan base together, man.
If you're a real fan, you don't leave. You stick by the team. But we sound so stupid. Like something's going to change. What? Okay, so please do it. Please.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right, bro. Because we sound like broken records, dude.
We sound fucking retarded. We sound
everybody's saying, this needs to change. This needs to change. Everything needs to change, bro. You know what really needs to change? Woody Johnson needs to sell the team. That's never gonna happen, though. That's problem number one. That's been problem number one since they took over. So until we get competent owners, I mean, where else does it start? I'll always say this. Whatever you want to say about the Dallas Cowboys, I know it's been a long time since they've won. Jerry Jones, his top priority is taking that team back to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. His top number one priority is taking that team to another championship. That's all he wants to see. And until we get somebody like that at the tippity top, who's hiring these general managers that are rotating every 3 years, who's hiring these rotating head coaches, we're screwed, man. So, literally everything, every single thing needs to change.
You know what Woody cares about? Woody cares about his fucking concerts, his shows. That's why
there you go.
Bullshit turf. That's why we have turf and not great. Because they have so many events going on there. It's all about this and not about the team.
And look at what all three of us are wearing.
Yeah, like idiots. Like retards.
Like morons.
I love
all right, James.
James, salute to you, man.
We
always
appreciate you, man.
Talk to you soon, bro.
All right.
As always. Look at us three idiots wearing Jets clothes.
Man, oh man.
Just laugh through the pain. I can't do anything else. Where the heck was Izzy? So much for fresh legs. Facts, Julian. He came in when it mattered. Didn't matter.
Had a great run.
Had a great run.
Had a great run.
You were down 32-6. But Izzy had a 10-yard run. Oh.
Everyone's incompetent, bro. Everyone is incompetent. How about, and let me say this because I don't want to harp on this too much, but let me get this out there. Let me just get this out there, please, into the world. I'm not going to spend too much time getting down on this defense. But Jordan Whitehead, bro, like, I don't give a shit about his 4 interceptions. He might be the worst tackler I've ever seen in my life. He might be the worst tackler in the world, bro. That, who was it? Shaker? What was his name? Whatever. Shakir. That touchdown was abysmal, bro. Inexcusable. Pathetic. Every member of this secondary has an opportunity to make the tackle. No one even comes close. Whitehead looks like an old man. Looks like a hunchback of Notre Dame. Looks like a bum, bro. Looks like he has no idea what he's doing in terms of tackling the ball. And I just have to say that because we can talk for 3 hours about how shitty this offense is. And you know what? The defense didn't play that great yesterday either. We got blown out by the Buffalo Bills and embarrassed. And that particular play is sticking out in my head. And it makes me crazy because every week it's the signature Jordan Whitehead missed tackle. And there was more than one in this game. There was at least 2. I remember another one where he got absolutely smoked by Kincaid on what ended up being a nice 15, 20-yard gain for them. So Whitehead stinks, bro. The 4 interceptions don't mean shit. If you're an absolute liability, you're a safety. You are the last line of defense. you need to be able to tackle somebody in the open field. I mean, come on, bro. What are we doing?
Yeah, man. Of course, the offense is the reason for this, but the defense did not. I mean, the second half of this defense was the worst we've seen. We do not give up plays that we did like that. 81-yard touchdown is something that we just are not used to as a Jets fan base watching this defense. And unfortunately, that happened, and we deserve to criticize it for doing that. Exactly. All right, let's get into the next caller.
So,
Flash
guys,
Gordon, New York Jets quarterback.
What up, man?
you guys ever watch that movie, the old school play? I know you guys are type young, but watch that. That was the best quarterback the Jets have ever had, bro.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about, bro.
With Flash with the Jets, but he saved the world doing it at the same time. So
He did, yo.
hey, dude, look, I feel like an idiot right now for wearing this damn Jets hat after James was like, "Look at us,
Johnny. Look at us, bro. Come on,
Look at the wall behind me,
bro.
What are we doing?
on the same boat, bro.
At least you got that Mets logo, baby.
all that stuff over here. And
Misery.
Oh, Johnny, not
only
you too,
thing I got
man.
is the Bulldogs. Thank God for that. If
You're a
not,
Georgia fan?
I wouldn't know anything, But
Oh man,
so that game yesterday, man, like, bro, I get it, Jack. That defense and all that, but bro, we are expecting too much on that defense. It was gonna be it was at a point, man, where they were gonna break, dude.
Oh, of course. I'm not blaming the defense yesterday. I'm just calling out bad plays when I see it. But you're absolutely right. I mean, it's still on the offense, 99% of it.
My biggest pain point of this year has been the bad tackling.
Oh,
Because it's not only just Whitehead, dude. It's a lot of tackles that we have that dudes are just bouncing off of us.
yep.
We should be wrapping up,
Mhm.
But yesterday, man, I think for me, I started getting more excited because the actual Major League Rugby season just started, and the United
All right.
New York Rugby team is playing. So I think Richie and Jack should start making a United New York Rugby Major League team podcast because they're actually really good. So
Rugby media, baby.
Hey, you got to start somewhere. I guess so. If they're
but
good,
it's
hop on
just
the bandwagon.
it's just disappointing, man. Like knowing what we could have been and all that, bro. It's like, how can we talk junk right now to the Dolphins? And I hate the Dolphins, bro. Out of every team that we have that we play in our actual conference, I cannot stand the Dolphins. I've never I don't like Ace Ventura because he features right. I mean, it just sucks, man. And I'm like, fuck, sorry for cursing, but we got Friday coming up.
Man.
It's another shit show of a damn thing. I'm hoping and praying that Tim Boyle comes in there and just Mike Whites it up for us. Right. But that's me being the optimistic Jet fan inside of me that's hoping and praying that, Thursday night we got a chance on Friday going in there. And it's just, pulling Boyle. Why? Not Boyle, pulling Zach 3 quarters into the game after seeing crap from Zach. Dude, Zach had 7 completions. Boyle comes in for a quarter and 20 seconds. He has 7 completions. If anybody's out there and is like a Zach truther and is like, that's the only stat you should go ahead and see for that, man. Bro, like, I got up yesterday. I said, you know what? I can't watch this shit anymore, man. I just can't. I got family coming down from Long Island. They're all Giant fans. I'm going to be hearing, oh, man, DeVito, did you see that? He has as many touchdowns as Zach Wilson does. What is your coach doing? I get it. I hate the Giants too, but bro, it's frustrating, man. And then everybody's like, get rid of Saleh, get rid of JD right now and all that. For who? Who do we have in place for that? If
Nobody.
we have Rodgers, if we have Rodgers next year coming in, right? He's gonna want to play with them dudes and all that. And the O-line, 13 linemen going that we've gone through, bro.
What the heck? I mean, how do we even?
That's miscommunication on the damn quarterback, bro, because these plays are not developing and you're putting these damn players in bad situations that they get rolled up on, man. And it shouldn't be happening like that. Last night, seeing Boyle, if any little thing of positivity that I could put out there and all that, it was seeing him somewhat take command of the line and then started putting a lot of these wide receivers in check and stuff like that. Because, bro, we got Aaron Rodgers, right? Look, I love Garrett. That's the only wide receiver that I really can't say anything. But Lazard dropping these balls, right? Getting hyped up off of a PI that you bobbled and looked like crap, and then hugging the enemy, right? Bro, Rodgers is coming in and says, "Get the fuck off of my field, bro. I am benching you. Like, don't even come and step on here, dude." That's crazy to me. I've never seen something like that and not have these damn players have any kind of, I don't know, man. It's just, bro, I'm broken, dog. I'm sorry, man. I'm going
This is healing, man. This is healing. Well, let it all out, Johnny. I'm happy that you were able to
heal up, Johnny.
Pull up here and let us know how you feel, because that's, again, what this is all about. So thank you for not holding anything back, and have a happy Thanksgiving with your family, and try to avoid some football talk with your family. Try to switch it up. I don't know.
We're going to talk about rugby, bro.
Talk about rugby. There you go.
Yeah.
All right,
Johnny.
Appreciate you, bro. Salute.
And dude, we were teased a couple of years ago with the XFL. Remember the
Guardians?
The Guardians were like the best team in the XFL, right? We're like, yo, we're Guardians fans?
Yeah, they started off good and they
Let's go.
And then they finished off poor.
Oh, didn't they?
And then the best part about it is they're relaunching the XFL just to get rid of the New York Guardians.
Oh, are they?
So there's no New York team in the XFL that I can even watch. So how do you not have a New York, New Jersey team in the XFL?
So basically, I just made the situation worse.
Or there's the USFL, but aren't they combining the USFL and the XFL? I don't even know what's going on with that, but maybe it's the rugby. Let's go Knicks, baby. They're freaking here.
Let's go Knicks.
They're here, baby. My Knicks are here. At
Man.
least. All right. Let's get into the next caller. We got Neil's in the house. What's up, Neil?
What's up, guys?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Listen, I hear a lot of, pain. I see you guys. I know everybody's down in the dumps. But let me tell you something right now. I want everybody in this chat to hit up Trevor Siemian YouTube highlights, okay? And, I'm going to tell you one thing. The problem I had yesterday was every series when Zach came off the field, what did he do? He sat his little ass on the bench to warm his little butt with his little cap on. He didn't look at the windows. He didn't look at anybody. He didn't talk. He didn't see what was going on the defense. He didn't try to make any adjustments. He didn't warm up on the sideline. And then while I'm thinking about that, I'm watching this guy, Dobbs, with Minnesota, right? The guy fumbles the ball, all right? Comes to the sideline, pissed that he fumbled, okay? He looks at the pad. He's looking at it. He gets up and he starts throwing the ball on the sideline. He can't wait to get back into the game. See, this is what everybody's missing. When you're an offense and you see your quarterback come to the sideline, sit in a chair and warm up his butt next to Tim Boyle, and they're not even talking to anybody, how do you expect synergy on the offense? It's just not going to happen, guys. When this guy gets in the huddle, what do you think? I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to do it. Come on. He's not a professional quarterback.
Not even close.
Not close. Now, we're going to, let's turn the clock back, okay? We had the same shit last year, and then we brought Mike White in, who nobody knew anything about Mike White. And what did he do? He got the ball moving. He moved the team, and we scored points. And that was with an inferior roster on offense that we have right now. Despite the fact we have tons of offensive injuries, we still have competence on the offensive line. Not enough to hold the ball 4 seconds and for the indecisiveness of Zach to sit there and watch a guy wide open. There was that one play that's sticking in my mind right now. And that play where Gibson was wide open on a little bit of a curl route, and Zach's got his eye on him, and he didn't throw the ball to him, okay? That is quarterback incompetence. He's afraid to pull the trigger. He didn't come out pissed. He basically just was waiting to get pulled out of the game. All right, somebody said that Hackett called down to Saleh and said pull him at some point. I don't know if that's true or not, but there was word that he even told him to get pulled. Okay, but here was what I expect. I expected 3:30. Okay, you had Simeon in the practice squad for the last what? How many weeks do we have this guy? 4 weeks? At least 3, right? He knows the playbook. He's not stupid. All right. He doesn't need to have 25 plays. All you have to do on this team offensively is throw checkdowns to Breece Hall. This is the only guy on the team yesterday that wanted to win, that wanted the ball and wanted to charge to the goal line. He had that one play where he took out 2, not 1. He took out 2 guys. One had to go out on an ambulance. Okay, in one play. Nobody else on that offense was that hungry. All right. So what we got to do here is this. We have to get Simeon to get 10, 12, 15 plays. I don't need him to go down the field. I don't need him to do anything but check it down. Little check, throw to Cook. Little check, throw to
And that's
Breece.
exactly what Mike White did.
Exactly.
He was in system. He knew exactly. He put the ball in the playmaker's hands. He just gave the running backs their opportunities, and that's all we need our offense to do with this quarterback.
It's simple. It's really simple. And Boyle showed you it's simple. See, now when Boyle came in, you're going to notice one thing. They were lined up on the line of scrimmage, okay? The offensive line doesn't have the communication because it's the 10th line that we've had in there. So Boyle had enough smarts to, before the play was snapped, to point on the left side and readjust the offensive line blocking by himself. And that stopped the defense from coming in that extra second that gave him a little bit of time to deliver the ball. Okay, the only problem I have with Boyle is he does not have the amount of game experience that Trevor Siemian has. Trevor Siemian's played 30 games. How many games has Boyle played in the pros? 3?
Not a lot. He's been a backup forever.
Yeah, he's not got into games. He's not been in the live bullets. You got to realize something. Zach could be the best practice quarterback ever to play a game. He was the best at the combine, throwing these wonderful. That's not live bullets, guys. All right.
Oh, dude, I couldn't agree with you more. I hate nothing more. I hate than seeing a pro day throw in shorts and a t-shirt or some bullshit at the combine to let you know how this guy's gonna be in the NFL. It's bullshit. So I totally agree with you there.
Okay, we got to stop with this fire Saleh, fire JD. Like, that's bullshit talk, okay? And the other bullshit talk is the season is not over until we lose 7 or even 8 games, okay? The year that we came into the playoffs with Rex, you guys don't get it. This team was dead 2 or 3 times, and we backed into the playoffs with Sanchez and ended up getting to the championship game. It's not over, okay?
So you think that we can win 2 in a row with Boyle or Siemian?
Not Boyle, no, okay?
Siemian, you got?
I think if we could put Siemian in there and just manage the game, okay, we're going to score points. Okay, you can't go just by mistake. If somebody misses a tackle, if somebody does this, if somebody breaks a tackle, and, you know, we have proven that we could take a check down to the house, okay? Nobody could do what Breece did, taking that check down and going 50 yards for the score. Did you ever see a running back take a check down with 2 guys on him, juke him out, and run around the end for a touchdown? Have you seen that?
And you're right. And Breece Hall has proven to be a better wide receiver this season than running back because they are such a bad offense of running the football. And we shall see. Neil, thank you so much for the call, man. We appreciate your wisdom.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
I'm going to be there Friday. I'm always there, okay?
We love that,
and
Neil.
I want to tell you something. I'm going to be cheering for Trevor forever. I'm going to wear a T-shirt. Trevor
forever.
until Rodgers comes
Oh,
back.
God.
Okay? That's what we got to do, guys. And I'm telling you, if we switch up the quarterback, the defense is going to play better. The offensive line is going to block better because they know at least we're going to have competence at the quarterback position. And that's what I think we're going to get with Simeon.
All right.
If they don't pull Simeon, if 345 comes and this son of a bitch comes out and says, we don't have enough time to implement a new offense and we'll look at it after this game, you gave up on the season. And I don't think Sal was that stupid. Okay, he's benched Zach before. And the bottom line is we're going to go with Simeon. They can't go with Boyle because I'll tell you this, guys. If Boyle was any good, he would have been in there a few weeks ago, or at least would have spelled Zach. He's just
That I agree with.
Yeah, he's not the guy. I mean,
Yeah, and I didn't really see anything from Boyle at all. And Neil, we appreciate the call, my man. You brought us a lot of fire there. We absolutely love that call. Forever Trevor. And you know what I thought of when he said that is Trevor Lawrence. You got the wrong Trevor. But we got the Walmart Trevor. No, but in all seriousness, man, I'm really curious. Do you actually think, Jack, that there's a chance that Trevor Siemian plays Friday, or do you think it's going to be one of Zach or Boyle? Like, I honestly, I have no idea. Like,
listen, I have a feeling it's going to be Zach Wilson. I got to be honest with you. I think that
not that you want him.
Not that I want him, exactly. But what are the options, bro? The options are Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, or Trevor Siemian.
And Trevor Siemian definitely is better than Tim Boyle, and I would prefer, if they're going to go and like not start Zach Wilson, I would definitely rather have Trevor Siemian 110% because I did not see anything from Boyle yesterday other than, adjusting the line of scrimmage. He had happy feet. He doesn't have the experience that Siemian does. And the reality is that's all his offense needs is just a game manager and just, spread the ball around, go underneath, allow the playmakers to make some plays. And that's really all we ask from this offense, and Zach cannot even do the bare minimum.
Listen, a quarterback change is a great way to give an offense some sort of spark. I just don't know that, the options are that much better, and it's nothing new. I've been saying this for weeks now, I mean, I think let's just call it what it is. It's an organizational failure, as we said at the beginning of the live stream, that, these are our options, that our current options are Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, and Trevor Siemian. It's a complete failure by Joe Douglas, Robert Saleh, and Woody Johnson to put us in that position to pick between these three guys who are all inept.
Michael Hill with the $5 says, I need to find me a girlfriend that believes in me the way Saleh and Douglas believes in Zach. Good job, fellas. Go Jets.
I mean, they just don't.
I'd like that too.
They just
Super
can't
chat.
own up to their own failure, I guess, man. I mean, why would they decide to take this guy second overall? It's beyond me. It's beyond me.
Yeah. And even that quarterback class looks terrible, right? Mac Jones, bust. Trey Lance, bust. Justin Fields is not playing good. So, like, at the end of the day, they picked the draw out of the pile, and Zach Wilson sucks, and Trevor Lawrence seems to be the only good quarterback from that draft class.
It's not the first time that the Jets have missed on a
we got
quarterback.
Rami in the house.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
I'm good.
What's up,
I'm feeling pretty good. Pretty good.
You ready to get smoked up Black Friday or what?
All right. Listen, Ricky, I'm a respectful Dolphins fan. You gonna come at me, I'm gonna go back. All right. I mean,
I had to say that because I wish I could say that with confidence. I wish I could.
I know, man. I'm sorry about the season that's going. I've told you guys multiple times I would have loved to play you guys at full strength with us having Jalen back and you guys having Rodgers back there at the head of the helm. Would have been incredible. But what I saw yesterday was horrendous. That was some of the worst football I've watched in like the 10 years that I've been watching football. And I usually come in and I give my little props to some Jets, different players and stuff. But yesterday was awful. I think the only thing the Jets did well was, I think it was DJ Reed locking up Stephon Diggs. But other than that, I didn't see anything else.
Because there wasn't anything else. That's all right.
That's
You
what
are
I'm
correct
saying.
on that one.
Pretty bad. The O-line, man, they are trying their ass off, and it is not. They can't anymore, man. After 13 of them, no way.
13 of them. What a pathetic mess.
That's insane. I mean, you guys have the one shining star, which is Breece Hall. I mean, he's he's the only thing on this team right now. He had 5 for 50 and a touchdown yesterday receiving. A running game was terrible. I think he had like 2.2 yards per carry on 10 carries or something.
2.8, yeah, terrible.
And that was supposed to be the strong suit when Rodgers went down. It was supposed to be, we're going to give Brees the ball. We're going to play with Dalvin Cook. I don't even know where Dalvin Cook is. I don't even know. Dalvin Cook is at all-you-can-eat buffets up in New York. It's not worth any of the money. It's not worth any of that. Really bad. Receivers, literally, Garrett Wilson didn't even look good yesterday. Garrett Wilson did not. Honestly, I was watching the game, and usually I praise Garrett Wilson because I love watching receivers with their double moves and stuff, and he's incredible at hitting.
Yeah, he had a bad game. He had a fumble. He's playing with the giant cyborg arm. He's playing through an injury, and he did not play well, man. He was getting open, not getting the ball in his hands. When he did get the ball in his hands, he would fumble it, and it was just a mess, man. It was just a mess for everything.
It was really bad, and there is not a single like shining part of this. Even special. I think player of the game yesterday was Thomas Morstead because he punted for 3 yards.
And he had the best throw of the day. He had more yards than any other Jets quarterback.
Yep, he had the longest throw of the day yesterday for the Jets, which was
Thomas Morstead. Our punter had the longest throw.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Exactly, man. So, I'm just here to give my condolences to your season because you were coming at me, and next week your season after the loss to the Finns is going to be a 0.6% chance to the playoffs, but
what is it if we beat you? You know that percentage?
I don't care because it's not happening.
Oh, hey.
What about the 99.9% chance of the Dolphins getting bounced in the first round of the playoffs?
Oh, all right, Jack.
Come on, Rami.
Because I'm realistic, and you guys know this, we suck against good teams. All right? But after seeing the Jets yesterday, I can't even put them in the good teams column anymore.
No, they're not. Nowhere near it.
Which, because I've told you guys, I was so excited when you guys got Rodgers because it was going to be like a throwout. It was going to be a shootout games. Like, oh, man.
Really, well, Rami, we will see you on Friday. Woo! We'll see you on Friday, baby.
And then I'll be back here on this podcast to call up. And I'm not going to say a word because I don't do shit talking unnecessarily. But I'll see you guys back here.
We'll see you then, Rami. Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate you supporting, man. Can we just miraculously beat those Finns somehow, some way?
I just don't even I don't care. It's like I wish I had a great answer. I wish I could be like, yeah, the season's not. What did Neil say? The season's not over until we get 7 or 8 losses. Man, I wish I was wired like that, man. I would be a lot happier of a person, I feel like.
Yeah, man. We are gasping for air as the New York Jets season. Hey, man, at least we get this year of black uniforms this year. Woo! Yay. Friday night, Black Friday.
Yay.
Whole world watching us. First game of Black Friday's history is going to be the Jets hosting the Miami Dolphins. Here we go.
Yay.
All right, next caller, we got Lil V, 772. What's up,
going on,
man?
Oh, this is sorry about that, guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, okay. So you got the link.
How you doing? Can you hear me?
I'm gonna bring on the first person.
Yeah, I hear multiple people.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
You good, man?
Yeah, what's going on, Bitchy? Yeah, man. You know who I am. I'm a Dolphins fan. But first thing you need to know that I'm a Dolphins fan. But I feel your pain, man. I totally feel your pain. I've been watching Dolphins for a long time, and I'm used to taking L's, man. But what it boils down to is that it all boils down to ownership. And mine been dealing with for years, man. I feel like this. You guys have a selfish management. He only thinks about himself, meaning money wise, financially. And it's just gonna have to take something real controversial for them to change everything. Like with Miami, the biggest thing with Miami was the Brian Flores situation, and on top of that, tampering. They're trying to get a quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. That is
Hey,
true.
I might sound crazy. I'm gonna
Uh-oh.
give you. I try not to dwell on the past, but I won't be surprised. You guys beat Miami this Friday
What makes you say that?
because I'm quite sure y'all gonna change the quarterback.
Uh-oh, you're scared of the Trevor Siemian coming through?
I'm being honest with you because they're not with it all, boy. Because you're not gonna have enough time to train for another quarterback to be on the field. Dolphins not gonna have enough time to train because you don't have enough cameras. You don't know.
Yeah.
You can't study him. So now you go into a game not knowing who you're dealing with, and then on top of that, you guys got like the top defense in the league. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes Tua he stumbles when he's dealing with the top defense.
Yeah, well,
Very true.
That's the biggest reason why I was excited for that Jets-Dolphins matchup is the Jets defense versus the Miami Dolphins offense. The other side, I'm not excited about our offense going up against your defense, but that matchup right there is what I was most excited for. One of the best offenses in the NFL going up against one of the best defenses in the NFL. So that will be there. Tua's healthy. The Jets defense is fairly healthy. We'll see. And I don't even know who the Jets quarterback is going to be. So
I'm quite sure you'll know by the end of the day. But I got a feeling you guys gonna Zach is not playing this Friday.
Yeah, most likely not. Well, we appreciate the support, man, and appreciate you tuning in, dog. So good luck to your Dolphins on Friday, all right?
All right, take care, man.
Take care, dude.
Take care, man. And
I guess we're winning.
I don't know. I can't believe you just said good luck to that guy.
He said that we're gonna win.
No, he did. You're right.
That's the only reason why.
No, he did. He did.
Like if he was like, we're gonna smoke you, I'd be like, screw you later. But he told us we're gonna win. So I felt like I had to say good luck. Because we are gonna win, Jets fans. We're gonna do it. We're gonna defy the odds. We're gonna go back to 500. Rodgers comes back, and this is just a fairy tale. Let me live in my delusions in peace. Let me live in my delusions in peace, folks. Guys, hit that thumbs up button right freaking now because I'm pissed off.
Jets are currently +9.
+9.
Looking at the Miami Dolphins on
at
Friday.
home against the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, I thought the spread was wild for the Jets. I took the Jets spread plus whatever, and that didn't work. All right. Let's get into the next caller. We got the legend, Charles Gorman.
What's up, Charles?
James pretty much hit it right on the head. I mean, we feel like a bunch of idiots. And Jack, my dad has been saying that for years. He really wants Woody Johnson to sell the team. He's not.
Man.
I mean, it comes down to coaching. Yeah. I mean, Robert Saleh, while he may be a good defensive guy and while he may be a good motivator, he's a horrible head coach. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
It is what it is. Bro, that wouldn't be the first time that's happened, man. Every year we see coordinators get an opportunity and, more often than not, it doesn't work out. So
my dad wants experienced coaches.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with your dad.
I mean, plus, the missed tackling yesterday wasn't all on Jordan Whitehead. I mean, I think he's had a better year than last year. But
I don't know about that.
Well, he has had a better year. I mean, he's great in coverage, but he can't tackle. That's the issue.
He can tackle. He's just, very sloppy with it. But I mean, this team is so talented, especially on defense. Especially on defense.
Absolutely.
And offensively, we got talented. I don't know what the hell's up his ass. He can't catch a damn cold. I mean, what the hell's wrong with this guy? He's got a big frame. I remember complimenting him.
Bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah, for his blocking ability. And I said, this guy's got decent hands. This guy's dropping shit like it was hot butter.
Like it was hot butter. I like that.
I don't understand this crap. Plus, Garrett Wilson, I love him. He's a great receiver. And I'm just like I watched the game at my friend's house and I immediately left. Well, not immediately left. I left. I was like, you know what? It's closing to 7 o'clock. I'm being pissed off right now. Let me get the fuck out of here. And I called my Uber.
Get out of your friend's house, man. The Jets stink.
bro.
Get out of there.
And we watched the Steelers game together. My friend, I don't know if I told you this, my friend and his family are Steelers fans.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
And we watched a good game on, even though the Steelers lost, I was actually pulling for them to win because, you know, I have a lot of respect for the Steelers. And they showed up to play, but they choked at the end. You know, they gave up the Charles knows all about that hot butter Gator. I see what you did there, Gator. Thank you very much, man.
Gator. Hot butter Charles is in the house. He was at his friend's house watching the game with his Steelers friends. And you walked out of that Uber with a frown on your face like all of us. Charles, I appreciate you,
I was pissed off.
man.
I even tell my dad, Jets offense sucks. #angry face.
#angry face.
Oh, boy.
I feel you on that one, Charles. So good luck to you, and we'll see you on Friday,
have a happy,
probably.
healthy, and safe Thanksgiving.
You too, man.
You too, my brother.
I'm very thankful for you, Charles.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Very loyal caller. We appreciate Charles. Always giving us the details of where he watched the game, who he watched the game with, and we love it. Legendary.
It's
Brilliant.
true. But at least we got my man, Josh, tuning in, man. Give it to us. How we feeling, Josh?
What is there to even say, dude?
What's up, Richie? What's up, Jack, man?
What's up, man?
So, where do I start? So, okay, I'm gonna start for the negative first. We look stupid. Well, Zach Wilson. Fuck it, Zach Wilson. You know what the hell? You just look like, okay. This game reminded me of the same game I was talking about last time. The Patriots and the Jets game from years ago, the butt fumble. It looked exactly like that game. What the hell? When he fell down, I just put my head over my face like, wow, bro. And then when he ran into Robert Saleh, I'm like, yo, we just look stupid. Like, to the whole NFL, we just look stupid. So that's the only negative that I wanted to hit on. So, man, it's just crazy. I know everybody, all the real Jets fans know this already. Man, like, it's crazy how this season went. This was supposed to be our season, bro. Like, but it seems that I hate to say this. I don't believe in this stuff, but I guess it is what it is. Like, we got to be cursed or something, bro. Because every time we get something great, it just falls, bro. Like, why? Like, it's 32 teams in the league. No other team go through what we go through. Like,
true.
No other
Especially
team.
get built up to the top hype wise, just to keep getting crashing down.
Like, how does this happen to us, man? Like, and it's crazy. I do blame the coaching. Like we was definitely supposed to take a quarterback after Rodgers went down, man. Like, I cannot believe, like, and I'm just all over the place. My mind is all over the place right now.
Josh.
So going back to Zach Wilson too for a minute too, like, he just really not a good football player at all. Like, how do you be inconsistent like that? How can you have a game like Kansas City and then just fall afterwards? Like, how does that happen as a human being person, bro? Like, that is just crazy to me. So, man, I just right now I'm just at a point where, like, we just got to do something, man. Like, so I remember it was at a time where the Chiefs, the Lions, the Browns, they was bad. They was all bad. Like I never seen them getting great at all. And now look at them. So 1 year, it's gonna be our year. And then from
and
that,
gonna be
whenever it
rather
is,
than later.
Whenever that is, hopefully next year. Damn it. Hopefully next year, man. It will be our year.
Or
that's all
what if we freaking win 7 in a row, Josh?
Man, I fucking wish that shit would happen, bro. I wish that would happen, bro. But, like, we gotta be realistic with these Jets, man. Like, it is what it is. Like, we already know what's coming. Like, we already know everything. So that's all I got for y'all.
Josh, salute to you, bro. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you as always, man. Always
Go
on
Jets.
point. Go Jets, always, man. Always on point. Always nice things to add to the show. Appreciate it.
It's for real, though.
What a just defeating day, man. What a just absolutely defeating
11th pick in the
letdown
draft.
of a day.
11th pick in the draft. 11th pick in the draft. I don't want to talk about
There's
the
nothing
draft.
to be excited about. Like this, we're an hour and 20 minutes into the pod, and we've said everything there is to say 4 times over. Because what else is new, bro? What else is new? There's
That this
nothing.
team
There's nothing new to talk
drives
about.
Us. Let's get it all out, Jets fans. Zach, let it all out, bro. How you feeling, dude?
Hey, I just want to say thank you for meeting me at Vegas. That was fun, huh?
Yeah, dude, that was awesome over
we
there.
drove all the way there. But it's crazy. Like I didn't realize it. Well, I kind of realized it, but not till we were there. I predicted almost every play they ran, like the runs, the passes. It's
So
predictable.
predictable.
You know what I mean? But I think it's like stems from a quarterback. We got to change a quarterback, and then we go on the offensive coordinator next, then the coach, and then the GM. Because what does Robert Saleh really do on the sideline except for like cross his arms and stare at the plays? I feel like he could be at least coaching up or like hyping up some of our players, because I know like when we're losing, like it needs some motivation. You know what I mean? I think Zach does start on Friday, though. Sadly, I don't want it to happen, but it's too early. Friday's right around the corner. I feel like as fans we're always correct, but they don't listen to us, and they're always about their ways. You know what I mean? They're set in their own ways, and they want to stay on the path that they want. So yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Zach. It feels like the path is there, that it's not clear, and there is a chance that Zach still plays. But at the end of the day, I feel like it'd be hard for them to go back to Zach. I mean, because this is the New York media, this is the New York fan base. You can't bench him and then start him next week. That's how I look at it. Because I know that this fan base is turned the page on him, and they are ready to move on. And for them to bring him back out there, it's not going to sit well. So. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll find out either today, or I don't know if they're going to do gamemanship and be like, ooh, we don't know yet. Like, that's going to make a difference. But we'll see.
Yeah, big, like, I don't know. I feel like I love Joe Douglas. I really do. Like all the draft picks, but the free agent acquisitions are kind of been pretty bad. No lie.
On offense, they've been all bad, man.
Yeah.
On defense, he's got the good free agency. He's got the good draft. And then on offense, he can't build a team. They can't stay healthy. I don't know.
It's crazy. I don't know. I feel like, like other callers said, we're kind of cursed, and I feel like I'm back. I was so hyped for a season. Now I feel like I'm back where I was when we were with Adam Gase. I'm gonna go back in hiding and watch games of misery. You know?
Yeah, I'm right. We're all there, right there with you, Zach. I appreciate the call, my man.
Guys.
And let's just go Jets, I guess, right? Can I show you guys what a leader looks like?
Please.
This is a leader, and I hate that this is even like a thing. I don't want to be praising this because it's a negative thing, but this is what it does when your team looks like shit in the middle of a game. You hold your team, and by the way, this is not the first time we've seen this from Quinton. Remember last year he did it as well against the Cincinnati Bengals week number 3, and then after that game, the Jets went on a run. But this is what a leader looks like. That captain badge on his jersey is well warranted. You go up to your teammates and you let them have it. You go up to the coaching staffs and you let them have it after a disappointing effort on defense. That was after the 81-yard touchdown that they gave up. And again, I hate to be praising this because I don't want to see Quinnen this upset, because that means we are not doing something right. But there's not a lot of leaders on this team. Obviously, it starts with the quarterback. There's a lot of things you could say wrong about Zach Wilson on the field, whether it's the, not being able to read a defense, not being able to do this on the field, but he's also lacked the leadership qualities of a quarterback. So I just wanted to give credit to Quinnen Williams, because this is what a leader looks like. You let him have it. You rip into him on the sidelines when things don't go your right. When things don't go your way.
You're absolutely right, man. And it's nice to see somebody, holding players accountable. That was right after that long touchdown was led up to Shakir. I remember seeing that on the sidelines, and he was right in Sauce's face, yelling at the I guess the entire defense. So it looks like the secondary. I assume saying wrap the F up, morons. Do your job.
Oh, big Q. And I saw him being interviewed after the game, and Quentin just has this face where you're just like, feel so bad for him. It's so like innocent and like, it's like, come on, Quentin. He had a good game, and who cares, right? Poor. So frustrating. And the fact that Breece Hall went out there and apologized to us fans, that hurt. It hurt. First of all, I appreciated Breece because you know that like this means Breece Hall understands how much this means to us. And in the moment, the question wasn't about the fans, but he made it about the fans. And he sincerely went out of his way and said, I just want to apologize to Jets fans because they don't deserve this. Thank you, Breece. But please do something and fix the offense now. Like, I don't want to be happy that you're apologizing because, again, it's a negative. But at least you understand how much it means to us.
I mean, yesterday, how many times, and I said it earlier in the stream, how many times did we watch James Cook just gash the Jets defensive line for 4 yards here, 5 yards here, 7 or 8 yards there? Breece Hall, 10 carries, 23 yards.
Yeah, run game.
2.3 a carry.
Run game.
Run game non-existent. And, yeah.
Julio
come
says
down on everybody.
2-14 Gase offense was more productive. And then he follows it up, says DeVito with an awful line through 3 touchdowns. Tommy DeVito had a better game yesterday than Zach Wilson's ever had in his career.
Bro, the excuses for Zach Wilson are non-existent. Non-existent. I'm here to tell you guys, man, there's not a single excuse left for Zach Wilson. They never should have drafted him. They never should have considered drafting him. I knew he was going to be a bust from the moment he was on the radar. And I'm not alone. Plenty of people felt the same way. And this is something I wish I was wrong about, by the way, guys. It doesn't bring me joy. Do I look like a happy camper right now? Sitting here going on an hour and a half now, talking about this garbage. Do I look like I'm enjoying myself? I wish I was wrong.
Hey, man, at least we have Thomas Morstead. Best pass of the day. It's sad, dude. It's so sad. It really is. And Breece Hall can only do so much. Garrett Wilson can only do so much, but there's other guys around him that needs to step up, bro. It's so ridiculous. It really is. And, we might have also seen the last of Mekhi Becton as a Jet if he doesn't suit up again.
That's another thing.
A high ankle sprain. A high ankle sprain is really hard to come back from when you're a big boy like Mekhi is. And I was really excited that Mekhi could potentially have a fully healthy season, that we can actually even franchise tag him or extend him and he can be here. And he has some injury problems earlier, but now that's behind him. And then he gets twisted up, man. Right when I saw the play, I saw that ankle just get twisted up. It's like, wow.
We really do have so many holes on this roster right now. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't believe Becton got hurt. And now we might have seen the end of Zach. We might have seen the end of Mekhi. Who else? Who else is next going to be the end of? Probably sometime soon. We should find out, man. It's devastating stuff. All right, man. Let's get into the next caller. We got Robbie.
Robbie.
Yo.
What's up, dude?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I got the, I don't know if you guys can be, I call it the hypothetics. We got the hypothetics notepad.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Let's get those hypotheticals going. We need this.
Yesterday, after the game, I watched it with my buddy. Everything comes out then. That's when we're all angry. I'm not bringing that in today. So, totally QB, Zach, done. Over. Totally going to be a change on Friday. There's no way that they're going to come out.
Simeon or Boyle?
First Black Friday game in history. There's no way they come back with him. I hope Saleh learned from the mistake last year. You're not going to bring him back. You can't. It's just not going to work out. I do think it will be Tim Boyle, though. I don't think it's going to be Simeon. I feel like if that was in the game plan, like they probably would have activated him already, you know? So I got here, you correct me if I'm wrong, Dolphins at home, Falcons at home, Texans at home.
Yeah, 3 straight home games.
Yep.
I mean, call me crazy. Defense, first of all, yesterday, I mean, they were due for one bad one, right? I mean, it was coming. It was coming. They can't hold up this long. If they get back on track defensively, I think we saw decent stuff from Boyle, that if you start him off at the game, at least maybe he can get you over the field, and you could have like that Raiders start we had the other night with what would we have 9? Were we up 9-3?
Yeah.
Listen, we're talking tall order here, holding Tyreek Hill and Waddle and whatnot, but if you can get to that start and the defense plays the way we're capable of playing, drink the juice, baby. Drink the juice.
Robbie's selling the juice.
Robbie, I love you, bro.
But yeah, I mean, Zach's done. Thank you for the service. A large part of me feels horrible for that kid. Can't even imagine what kind of depression, anxiety that guy deals with. But like,
sell us the juice, Robbie. We need the juice. Keep it going.
I think a QB change. I think you see it make a difference, like it did last year when the guys rolled out with the Mike White shirts. Yeah, I think you see that make a difference. So you have Aaron coming back in the building this week. So if you somehow steal the Dolphins game, which I feel like would be the most Jets thing for them to win on Friday and just reel us right back in.
It would be
then
a Jets
you play
thing.
The Falcons and Texans at home, and maybe A-Rod's back for the Texans game. You steal the Falcons game, and maybe we're back in business. But
the juice.
Figured I'd come in and be the voice of reason today because, I mean, like you guys said, what are we going to beat the dead horse again?
Yeah.
And I respect that because, like, we need new energy. Even if it's a far-fetched reality, I'm still down to hear it.
Hey, man, Robbie makes it sound more realistic than most, though.
Yeah, I mean, you got
Robbie says it with you say it with a nice, clear tone. You say it with a nice, clear mind.
Because we've seen crazy stuff happen. I mean, I don't know where we were at this point last year. I mean, losing 7 straight was crazy.
We were 7-4 and then lost 6 in a row.
Yeah, now we're 4-6, so that's going to be really tough. But I mean, if you somehow steal the game, I think this is like the absolute last week. Although I do think the Bills are going to sun run. I think they're going to start to you saw Josh Allen play conservative, and their offense did look pretty damn good yesterday. Although they didn't really blow up the scoreboard until late. He was poised. James Cook ran the ball well. I mean, they could be the team that they could start to take off. They could. I mean, I could see it, but
yeah.
You got to make Tua's life hell on Friday, and then maybe you have a shot.
I'm down,
but
bro.
Totally no Zach on Friday. I mean, there's no way. I mean, I think then the seat gets hot if he comes on Friday.
Well, Robbie, you sold me the juice, and I'm drinking the juice, baby. I'm all in.
Yeah,
Robbie.
I'm going. I decided I'm going to go. I mean, it's the first Black Friday game ever, so why would I not go? And we'll be rolling over there. We'll see what's going to happen. So,
Robbie, you
I'll be
embody.
on for one more week. If we lose this one Friday, then it's really over. I mean, as much over as it is today. Friday's the last shot.
Robbie, you embody, you embody the delusional Jets fan, and I don't mean delusional as an insult. I mean it in a positive way. It's almost like you're drunk on this team. You know, I love it. I love it.
Because
the passion.
Only thing is, we invested so much in this off season. We got hard enough, got everything. So it's it's trying to get back with the ex-girlfriend if you think about it.
Yes, exactly. It's exactly my point. Yes.
Maybe we can get him on ayahuasca or something, and we can get him out there, speed it up a little bit. We get him out there playing on the ayahuasca.
I'm down for that, man. Anything that'll get him out there to save the season. Robbie, we appreciate you, and represent that team hard on Black Friday because we need all the energy we need in that game.
Let's go, Robbie.
Fall off.
Appreciate you, brother.
The wheels fall off, baby. And that's my vibes, man. You just keep going till the wheels fall off.
That was awesome, man. That really cracked me up. he's got a whole thing written out, the hypotheticals, dude. Oh man. If everything goes right, we can do this. If you look back at 2009, we
weren't dead then. We're not dead today. We're not out until the mathematics says we're out. Until I see an ESPN graphic that says eliminated.
That is awesome.
We are not done.
Man.
Because there's only such a section of the year where there's football. So it's Like, all of a sudden, it's going to be the offseason, and we're going to be like, here we go again. Da-da-da. We got to do this. Oh, training camp comes around. Oh, hype up for football. We're in the middle of a season, and it feels like it's done. Just a little halfway through. Doesn't that suck?
Oh, it sucks.
It does. It does suck. Well, at least we have Andy Johnson coming on here.
You
Andy.
disappoint me, Richie.
Oh, Andy, Sean McDermott's your guy.
Nah, fuck that. You totally just screwed up my future that I had planned.
What was that? Losing, so your Sean McDermott can be
Yes,
fired?
So yes, he's not. He's so what? What? We win this game. We win a couple more. We make the playoffs. We get knocked out in the first or second round of the playoffs because he chokes every time. I don't know what I have to do to wake certain Bills fans up who call me delusional. We have a Super Bowl contender. No, we don't. I've seen 12 men on the field. I've seen 13 seconds. Every time when the pressure's on and it comes up to it, he disappoints. So.
And you're saying he, as in Sean McDermott?
Yeah. 13
I
seconds
agree
was
with
his
you,
fault.
Andy.
12 men on the field was his fault. Wasn't nobody else's.
I think Josh Allen is still a quarterback that can win a Super Bowl in this league one day. I really, really do.
I do too, but he needs
think
the
that
right
this
coach. He don't have it.
Yeah, I think this current Bills organization is not going to get it done. I think you need to change somewhere. Obviously not a quarterback. You're not going to walk away from Josh Allen.
No.
But something needs to change for the Bills because the window is getting smaller by the day, brother.
You ain't got to tell me. I know. Now everyone's all hyped. Like, oh, it was Dorsey all along. It's like, it's one game. I'm
sorry we couldn't do what you wanted because I would want that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. For real.
Sad stuff.
Fuck around and gave this fan base hope again.
Hey, man, if there's anybody that I know how to just get...
Bro, you're talking to us, dude. We witnessed our guy go down 4 plays in, man. Come on.
And then we beat the Eagles, so we're like, we're on top of the world. We can beat anybody. And
I was just surprised that you guys played so poorly considered how you played in the first game. That was shocking.
Us too, man.
Yeah.
Us too.
That first game was...
How do you lose? How do you get... Like you don't do shit against the banged up defense, but you're able to kind of run down the field and score on the elite defense we had in week 1. Make that make sense.
It doesn't make any sense, man. The offense is getting worse. I mean, it's unbelievable to even have this be a possibility, but this Jets offense is getting worse.
We're regressing, Andy. There's a trending down on this offense and not up. We were up in week 1 on offense, and then it's been a slowly downhill since. So you're catching us at the peak of the downfall, hopefully.
I thought you were catching us at our fucking peak downfall, but apparently,
Well,
we met in the middle, Andy.
We met in the middle, and that's it for the Jets-Bills matchups this year. Definitely not going to meet in the playoffs, that's for sure. So,
but another split season between the Jets and the Bills.
Another
man.
split season.
This rivalry continues to heat up.
Past 2 years, it's been a 2-2 record. Both teams have won at home. So we'll see if that continues next year. Andy, appreciate the call, and we'll see what happens from here, man.
Yeah, I'll see you on the round table.
All right,
see you then, Andy.
Take care.
See you on the round table.
See you on the round table.
Saleh announced our new quarterback, and his name is Thomas Morstead. Here we go, Tommy.
Thanks for the super chats, though, Julio. Appreciate you,
appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. As well as Chuck.
Chuck Lagana with the $5. Chuck's also a member.
Thank you, Chuck.
Means, right?
Yeah, another member of the channel.
Appreciate that, Chuck. Chuck's the man.
Thank you guys all for the support. Doesn't have a comment, but he sent a nice, generous little five little beans. McLean with the $2. Idzik win percentage 30.375. Douglas win percentage 0.320 in 5 years.
Everybody's bad at their job, bro. I mean, let's call it how it is. Everybody's bad at their job. Everybody's bad. Because you are only as good as your record reflects, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you are only as good as your record tells us you are. Joe Douglas's record is abysmal. His record within that division is abysmal. That's the sad reality, bro. How much longer can we allow ourselves to get super hyped about off-season moves for us to just inevitably become disappointed when it all matters? You know? And I'm not calling for Douglas's head. I think he's done more good things than bad things for this organization. I know you agree with me, but
it's sad where his vision, you can't even see the full vision.
He's also, you know, he's some of his vision is flawed as well.
The offensive line.
Yeah,
when he was here, when he was brought here, like, oh, we have an offensive line GM that's going to prioritize it, and he did prioritize it. He drafted offensive linemen in the first round twice, an offensive lineman in the second round.
But now we can say, and I, bro, it brings me no joy to say this, but I have to. Maybe he's not good at picking offensive linemen because all of a sudden Mekhi Becton's down for 3 out of 4 years. AVT's down for 2 out of 3 years. He missed on Ryan Khalil. He missed on Dwayne Brown. He missed on Laken Tomlinson. You know, I mean, there's plenty of mistakes that Joe Douglas is, as hard as he's tried to bolster this offensive line, almost none of the moves he's made have actually worked out in a positive way.
None. Yeah.
Which is horrible.
And
that's the reality of the situation.
It's sad. To me, it's not even like these players like a Mekhi and an AVT, like they're playing on the football field and they're busts. Just they can't stay on the football field.
I know.
That's
and
what
that's
drives
not on
me
Joe
nuts.
Douglas, but
that drives me nuts. Like you can't look at AVT, who has never had an injury concern his entire life.
I know.
Now in college and high school, never an injury. And then he comes to the Jets and he has 2 season-ending injuries. Like you can't make that up. And then Mekhi obviously was kind of a wild card boomer bust because he was big. But the guy got someone rolled up on his foot. I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. Connor McGovern down, Schweitzer down, even the depth is down. We're up to our 13th offensive lineman. Name me an offensive line that survives that many injuries.
None. And no, James, we're not blaming injuries on Joe Douglas. I just said I'm not blaming Joe Douglas for the injuries. I'm blaming him for the misses, though, for sure. And for drafting players, you know what? It's a risk. Like Richie just said, Mekhi Becton, boom or bust. Looks like it's going to end up being bust. All of a sudden,
he might have played his last game as a Jet. That's so sad.
Obviously, you can't foresee injuries, but they happen, you know. And whether Joe Douglas drafted them or not, injuries happen. So I'm not going to blame Joe Douglas for Elijah Vera Tucker getting hurt. But I can make the statement that while Joe Douglas has attempted to the best of his abilities to bolster this offensive line, it's failed. And the injury is not on him, but the failure of the collective offensive line is.
We're just breaking down the result. The result is a failure. So that's it. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it. The result is a failure. NF! Chuck with another $10 super chat.
To me. I give you an F.
An F! Timmy Turner! Come on, guys. We have to just spark some weirdness in this podcast. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my mind. Chuck with another $10. Chuck, you're too kind, dude.
Thank you so much, man. Chuck, you got something to say?
Oh, he does.
Oh, there we go.
Please say something.
Yeah.
I almost want to sell my tickets, but I'm meeting Garrett Wilson at the game. Great seats to the Hard Rock game. Do I still go? Oh, that's tough. I mean, you're meeting Garrett. Garrett's a great dude. So I honestly say yes to that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely go. Enjoy yourself. I imagine it's probably a cool place to catch a game down there in Miami.
That's awesome, Chuck.
And
that you're going to meet Garrett with great seats. Let us know how that goes. And Chuck, again, thank you so much for the super chats. Michael says, Richie, watched the Warren All-22. Played very good. That's good to know. Obviously, it's hard to really evaluate a left tackle's performance after just watching the broadcast. So when I do break down the film, which will be tomorrow, I'll definitely keep that in mind, Michael, and check out for Carter Warren. And hey, Carter Warren, Joe Douglas draft pick, rookie. What if he gets his chance and maybe he's a dude, or he's a stinker, or the way the Jets will go, he's a dog, hurt in 4 weeks. You know that's the where it's gonna go. I don't want to manifest that, but that's just what my point is. Oh, Joe Douglas drafts a good offensive lineman in the mid rounds. Wow, he's actually a stud. Week 18, done, injured. Like that. That's where we're at. That's what I can expect at this point. McLean with another super chat. JD has the worst winning percentage in New York Jets GM history. I don't know why everyone defends him. O-line is his fault. BU quarterback is his fault. Wide receiver depth is his fault. We are blaming him, sir.
I mean,
how much more blame
Joe
do you want us
Douglas
to
is
do?
kind of like the last guy on the list of people that I wanna start blaming. But I mean, bro, you can't argue with those facts right there. O-line on him. Zach Wilson on him.
So
not getting another.
So down to your 13th offensive lineman is his fault, McLean? It's Joe Douglas's fault for having 14 offensive linemen this year. Name me a GM that can survive 14 offensive linemen playing in a game, in a season. Please let me know how that's his fault. I'm just curious. Oh, well, be better with depth. The depth is hurt. The backups are hurt.
Yeah, I don't think he's mentioning the injuries here.
But like O-line is all his fault. Totally disagree with that. Sorry. Just saying.
I mean, what about the people that he's just missed on, though? What about the Laken Tomlinsons of the world?
I mean, you know what? Lincoln Tomlinson, only guy can stay healthy.
And the Dwayne
So
Browns.
I actually have respect for Tomlinson because he can actually be an Iron Man.
And the Khalils.
I mean, the Khalils was literally, he was hired here after the draft, and he asked him to come out of retirement because there's no one good on the offensive line. I don't even care about the Khalil thing. He literally, the offensive line was so bad. Douglas gets brought in June, doesn't have a free agency, doesn't have a draft, and he's like, all right, the only people available are people on the couch, so I'm going to bring
I'm just
Ryan
saying,
Khalil
man, he makes a point.
All right, man. I mean, listen, if Douglas built this offensive line and they're playing and they stink, you have a point.
I get it. Man.
All right, let's get into the next few callers. Michael, who is a Cleveland Browns fan, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you are very correct. How y'all doing today?
You know how we're doing, Michael. Okay.
I still have to ask. Gotta
very
mix in the pleasantries.
At least you guys can win without your quarterback.
Yeah, I actually came on to kind of mention that. I'm surprised that your coaching staff doesn't look at more of a blueprint that the Cleveland Browns have kind of laid out. You know, we lose our star running back, who, in my opinion, is the best running back in the league in week 2. Lose Deshaun Watson right when he is starting to hit his groove. And, you know, you're playing a division rival at home, second best defense in the division, in my opinion. And you throw out a 5th-round rookie quarterback, lean on the run, and you win. And, you know, I'm just surprised the Jets don't have a better run scheme with the running backs that you have at your disposal, with Breece Hall, with Dalvin Cook. Hell, even when Michael Carter was there, I thought he was a very underrated back, very good in the pass-catching running back. It's just been very surprising. The Jets are probably the most perplexing team in football to me, that you have that defense, you have those running backs, and hell, you can make life easier on Zach Wilson. I'm not seeing bubble screens enough. I'm not seeing the screen game working, not enough creativity. There are ways to do it, but Hackett just isn't doing it for some reason.
I agree, and I've always, and Michael, thank you so much for the call. I've always been enamored by the Browns because their run concepts and their schemes in terms of running the ball schematically is just brilliant. And their offensive line, you talk about an offensive line, that's an offensive line right there. And the Browns are a team that's just like, you know, Deshaun Watson goes out for the year. They have a rookie quarterback out there. They beat the division rival. And they have, you know, top defense in the NFL, mix it with a run game. And that's what the Jets' mold of their identity is supposed to be, is a mean offensive line with a mean run game with a hard-nosed defense. That's what this offense, that's what the identity of the New York Jets under Robert Saleh was supposed to be, is an offensive line that can run the football. And when are we going to start talking about that more often? I mean, I know we already did. It's not like we didn't bring it up once, but the Jets offense can't run the ball. They can't do it. And it starts up front, and then it trickles down to the running backs. Richie, DeVito threw 3 touchdowns and got sacked 9 times. Correct. What's your point? The Giants have Tommy DeVito, and he played well yesterday. I mean, cool. I mean, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here? Thank you, Rich. Appreciate that, man. Reality is, and I've said it many times, Zach Wilson's not a good enough quarterback to elevate guys around him. The only way Zach plays good is if everything around him is working. And that's not an excuse for him. It's the reality of the situation that Zach Wilson is not good enough to elevate the guys around him. He needs everything to work for him in his favor. And you might be wondering, well, how the heck did he look good against the Chiefs? Go watch that Chiefs game. The offensive line was giving him protection, and he was throwing balls up there, and guess what? The receivers were catching them. That's the only way Zach could play good, is if the players around him plays good. If everybody around Zach plays like shit, Zach is going to be playing even more like shit because he's not a good enough quarterback to put the team on his back. He's not. And there are quarterbacks out there that are able to do that, and he's not one of them. And that's why I said there's a chance the Jets can win with Zach Wilson, because if the run game can work with Zach and the defense is playing great and Zach just plays turnover-free football and it could be a game manager, there is a path to win. But that's not working. The offensive line stinks, Zach Wilson stinks, and the defense is getting worn out. And that's the reality of the situation. So
we're on the brink of a reset. And it's crazy because we have Aaron Rodgers waiting in the wings to come back and be our quarterback. And it feels like we're a bad loss away from just throwing it all to the wind.
An implosion!
And just blowing everything up and just rebuilding, resetting, getting rid of everybody. Like, what is the future going to look like? Because that year is going to come 2 or 3 years from now, where we have to pay Garrett Wilson, we have to pay Breece Hall, we have to pay Sauce Gardner, we have to pay Jermaine Johnson, all at the same time. And what happens then, everybody? What happens then? So here we are in this window where we should be winning. And not only are we not winning, we look so inept on one side of the ball. Throw special teams in there yesterday who decides one week they want to be good, other weeks they want to be not good. Yeah. Oh, but we faked it, though, and that led to our touchdown. Great. Who gives a shit?
0 points.
And
Turn into 6.
And we're in a very unique situation, a situation that maybe only the Jets could find themselves in, where we're talking about one of the best, if not the best, defense in the league and the worst offense in the league. And they don't even balance each other out to make us just an average team. The offense is dragging us down so badly to the point where we are a bad team, where we're, another couple losses, and they're coming, by the way, another couple losses away from getting a top 10 draft pick this year. We could take one of the top quarterbacks.
We're at 11th right now.
Like we could, we have so many holes. Now I'm wondering, what are we going to do in the draft? This is where we're at.
Yeah. We got to talk about the draft.
Oh, God. And that is just my least favorite thing in the world. I do not have a least favorite thing to talk about in terms of the football world than the NFL draft when we're still, 6 months away.
Yeah, man. It is what it is.
We're back yet again. This is what we know, though. This is our comfort zone.
Clean with another super chat. Thank you so much for the donations, dude. Dude, you asked me to name one GM that can win with bad O-line. The Bengals went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Bad O-line stopped defending JD. He made his own bed. Well, who do the Bengals have that the Jets don't? Did I not just say that Zach Wilson's not a good enough quarterback to elevate everybody around him? You know who is a good quarterback to elevate the guys around him and can be able to go over the hump with a bad offensive line and stuff like that? Yeah, his name's Joe Burrow, who won a championship at LSU, who was the first overall pick, who unfortunately is down for the entire season this year, which absolutely stinks for the NFL, by the way. Joe Burrow is a good enough quarterback to be able to elevate the guys around him. And I just said literally 10 minutes ago that Zach Wilson is not even close to being able to elevate the guys around him. And he comes with another super chat. Here we go. Why does JD get a pass for Aaron Rodgers getting injured? 31 other teams don't have Rodgers either, yet they could win game. It's his fault. Why does JD get a pass for Aaron Rodgers getting injured? Joe Douglas, you're the reason why Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles. You know what? You are right. Joe Douglas, I am sick of you. You tore Aaron Rodgers' Achilles.
He's not. No, but he's not saying that.
I know he's not saying that, but it's fun. It's funny to say that.
No, you're right, and this is interesting to see you like this. This has been an interesting 48 hours for you, man, because you're not usually like this, you know.
I am.
This team has really started to break you this year.
How can they not?
No, I know, because it goes. I mean, it's the entire off season that got us to this point. That got us way too excited, and now here we are.
O-line guru Joe has no O-line 4 years in. Yeah. What do you want me to say, man? He's been all in on the offensive line, and they all get hurt, and they all stink. That's what it comes down to. I mean, what
Shout
else?
out to Stephanie Regan in the chat.
Stephanie Regan's laughing at me. Thanks, Steph. Who's Stephanie Regan, Jack?
That's my beautiful girlfriend, ladies and gentlemen.
This is Stephanie Regan. Jack and Stephanie are a great couple. It's a pleasure to witness you guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Steph, for tuning into the show, though. It's awesome. It is a pleasure, man. You guys are awesome. And Stephanie's in the chat. I know that Stephanie watches, but I never seen her active in the chat. So it's cool to see her active.
Oh, she's here.
Let's go. I'm not living in the glory of the KC game. I'm just bringing perspective of why it worked then and why it's not working now.
Who's living in the glory of the KC game?
Did I live in the glory, or did I just bring up, okay, why did it work that game? And why hasn't it worked since? That's not living in the glory, bro.
Living in the glory of the KC game.
Come on. We're all in miserable loser fashion right now, okay? I'm going to continue to feel this way until the end of the year. I mean, I don't know what else to do. At least we got a great Monday Night Football game tonight. Who you got? Chiefs, Eagles?
You know what, man? I'm excited to what time you got the round table tonight?
6.
All right, so I'm excited to sit with you, watch some competent football tonight, and you know what? I'm gonna go with the Philadelphia Eagles getting the W, because only we can beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
How? How did we beat the Eagles? They've one loss, and we beat them. How did we do that?
I know, and I'm going to a
because
wedding.
Of our defense.
Bro, I'm going to a wedding in Pennsylvania on Friday with Stephanie, actually. Shout out to her. And it's going to be like all Eagles fans there, and I'm just so should I say on the podcast that I'm not looking forward to it? Well, there it is. Sorry, guys. Not looking forward to being at a wedding with all Eagles fans. But you know what? We're the ones that handed them their only L of the year so far.
They can't say Eagles fans.
But then they can just tell me, but the Jets are the Jets, and I
you know what they're gonna say? Yeah, congrats on your Super Bowl.
Yeah, congrats on your Super Bowl.
You know what? I'll take a Super Bowl. If that's our Super Bowl, I'll take it.
Go Birds. Go Birds, bro.
Oh, I'll take it though. Allison with a $50 super chat, man. Thank you, Allison.
Thank you, Allison.
I wish A-Rod
that's really awesome.
can buy out that building and get AJ Hawk and some of his other friends. Hackett find something else, not coaching or some soon. He said December. Come play this next year in this just. Thank you, Allison, for the $50 super chat. That's very generous.
Thank you so much, man. That just boosted me up, baby. Because
I'm down to get AJ Hawk in the building.
Listen, I mean, anybody that can. I mean, is there anybody out there that knows how to just be successful in the NFL?
Hey, man, it's true. Allison, everyone give Allison some dono hype in the chat. Very generous super chat. And another generous super chat, my man McLean with another one. We got to get
another one.
We got to get
DJ
Khaled on the soundboard. We get another
one.
If somebody sends multiple super chats in a row, like my man McLean does, we'll be like, another one. All right, McLean, what you got for me? Richie, I love you, man. I love you too, McLean. But it's time to wake up. We just witnessed 22 grown men give up on this team because JD tripled down on his pride.
Time to wake up, he
All right,
says.
I'm up. I mean, listen, bro. Obviously, I mean, we started this whole podcast has been starting with the blame of Woody Johnson down to Joe Douglas, down to Robert Saleh, then to Hackett, then to the quarterback. I mean, yeah, Joe Douglas has a lot to be blamed for, 110%. He's built a phenomenal defense, but he's built an incompetent offense. He went out there and was aggressive in the draft to trade up for Breece Hall. He got Garrett Wilson in that draft. The only two good players on offense came from that draft class. Everybody else in this offense stinks.
But he also got this roster to a point where Aaron Rodgers wanted to come here and play quarterback and try to win a Super Bowl with this team. So, you know, as frustrated as we are with the current state of this team.
Guys, do you remember what the narrative was last year? At this point last year, when the Jets lost all their games, what was the narrative? That the New York Jets are a quarterback away. And why were we a quarterback away? That's because the job that Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh did last year to build this team out to realize, like, wow, the Jets got talent everywhere but quarterback. So what do? They went all in for Aaron Rodgers. And at the time, it was the right move. And I still stand on that it was the right move. I do. I mean, you can't describe a 4-snap injury that they have to suffer. So Joe Douglas built the team up because without Joe Douglas, by the way, Aaron Rodgers would never want to come to the Jets. And obviously, he's not a perfect GM. Nobody's saying that he is. But the reality is the offense stinks. And if Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback still today and he was playing from week 1 until this game through Buffalo, I have no idea what our record would be, even if we have all the injuries to the offensive line still, even if we have all the injuries to all the other positions still. I have no idea what we're doing with Aaron Rodgers. Still, I don't. I can tell we definitely have a couple more wins than we do now.
Definitely have some more touchdowns.
But, like, let's not forget what the narrative was, what this Jets team was. Why did Rodgers want to come here? My mom asked me to do the dishes. I told her Zach Wilson. She smiled because she knew they were washed.
Boom.
I think we have that.
Do we? Oh.
Wait, read it. Read the super chat, Jack.
My mom asked me to do the dishes. I told her Zach Wilson. She smiled because she knew they were washed.
Hey, my man, professionally certified hater with the jokes. Well, Jack,
coming in with the heat.
I gotta quickly take a break.
Go take your break, man.
I love you guys. Don't talk too much crap about me until I'm gone. Wait to talk the crap when I return.
This is actually the best opportunity for you guys. If you have some negative things to say about Richie, get him out right now while he's gone.
Yeah. You gotta say it while I'm here so you can face me. Come on now.
All right, we're going to bring in some callers here.
By the way, the office that I have is bigger. See, I'm walking. All right, we're leaving.
All right, guys, we're going to bring in some callers here. JT, hope you're ready to go live, my friend. Bringing you on in 3, 2. Welcome in, my friend. How you doing?
Welcome, Jack. I'm doing okay. Doing as good as we can based on, the debacle we had to witness yesterday.
Yeah.
All the JD hate, I get it, and I don't. I want to say he's about a mid GM at this point. He's made some great signings. He's made some great draft picks, but he's really fumbled the bag on quarterback. I don't want to give him grief for the O-line because who can really overcome 14 freaking injuries or 14 different O-linemen starting a season without just grabbing guys off the street? You know what I mean? So, like, I can't really get on about that. He tried the O-line, but he really fumbled the bag of quarterback, man, and wide receiver. I don't think there was any big names of wide receiver this past free agency. So maybe we can look into that next season, maybe a Higgins or a Devontae Adams, as everybody's bringing up. But
yeah, next season you got Mike Evans, potentially T. Higgins, Adams. You got a bunch of big names for next year.
Yeah. So I'm kind of excited to see where we go with that. But I think it's a Zach problem. I know you can't do anything behind this O-line that's not giving you time like this, but like it's a Zach thing at this point. He's too scared to throw deep. When he does, he misses his throw because he's shitting bricks the whole time. Where was this big accurate arm he had? You know what I mean? In the Tennessee game, he had that one big throw his rookie season. He has one big throw a year, and then that's just it.
Yep.
and it's all luck at this point. I'm feeling like, I don't know, man. He's too athletic to just be standing in the pocket taking sacks like that. I saw plenty of times there's grass ahead of him. Plenty of times, instead of stepping up in the pocket as it's collapsing, you can roll out with your athletic ability. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And Hackett's just not doing any justice either. It's just a complete fail from the offensive coordinator down to the quarterback, down to the execution. Starts up top, but it's definitely all three phases of like that. The offensive play call, I guess you could say, is where it's really crumbling, in my opinion.
You're absolutely right, bro. And speaking on your first point about Joe Douglas, yeah, I mean it's tough to blame Joe Douglas for the injuries on this offensive line. You could blame him for some missed, free agent signings here and there. Laken Tomlinson overall has been pretty bad. Dwayne Brown has been pretty bad overall. While he's made the attempt to bolster this offensive line, that doesn't necessarily translate to it always working out, right? So,
Yeah.
So I'm definitely not blaming him for the injuries. That's out of his control. But where it's mattered most, I mean, the fact that from the moment Aaron Rodgers went down, we all knew it was a season-ending injury from the second he went down. Let's be real. We all knew he was not coming back from that moment. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Absolutely.
Not bringing in another quarterback, a veteran, competent quarterback into this building immediately is failure number one. Failure number two is thinking that he was even okay to go into the year with the oldest active player in the NFL being your quarterback, having Zach Wilson to back him up, who's proved over the first 2 years of his career that he's an incompetent, non-starting quarterback in the NFL. Now he's proved that he can't even be a backup in the NFL because backups are supposed to come in and plug and play and be able to stay in games. And we've proved that we cannot do anything even close to that. So
I agree.
And then you also added the receiver depth as well. Obviously, no one expected to lose Corey Davis. That sucked. Was Corey Davis going to be 1,000-yard guy this year? No. So what are we doing?
Let me be honest about Corey Davis. I think he was a little more overhyped, in my opinion. He dropped a lot of passes and he couldn't stay on the field. So, I don't think Corey Davis would have even done much. I feel like he's more like an Allen Lazard. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like they're pretty comparable. I don't think one's better than the other. I don't think we really had a true number two to complement Garrett as well. On the line, we just grabbed Aaron's buddy, unfortunately. As much as I hate to use that terminology with this, that's what it's coming down to be, because every single person that freaking Aaron Rodgers wanted has been nothing but trash.
Terrible.
Pure trash.
Terrible,
Pure trash. And he wanted Mercedes Lewis,
trash.
And imagine if we grabbed Mercedes Lewis on top of it all.
Bro, Billy Turner, trash. Randall Cobb, trash. Lazard, trash. Nathaniel Hackett, trash. All of Rodgers' buddies, the New York Packers, if you want to call them, they're not good. And then you want us to buy this bill of goods that says when the 40-year-old quarterback comes back, then everybody's going to be good again magically overnight. And why in the world should we buy into that?
Right. And the only reason I think Hackett even had success is because he had the smartness of Aaron Rodgers, who was there changing up his play call every freaking play. So it really wasn't, I feel like it wasn't even Hackett's play 85% of the time, even still, when he was with the Packers, because Aaron Rodgers is audibling almost everything based on what he sees on the defense.
And let's not, we can't ignore last year with the shit show that was the Denver Broncos, and Russell Wilson, who looks like some semblance of the Russell Wilson we grew up watching, looked like the worst quarterback in football last year. So I think what we can say for sure is that Nathaniel Hackett without Aaron Rodgers is not good, not even anywhere close to good.
Yeah, which just shows you it's Aaron more than it's Hackett.
Oh,
I don't know. I really want to see what we could have done with a good OC. I really do,
man. I mean, look at Belichick without Tom Brady. I mean, we see things like this.
Shit.
It's a common theme around the league. We see players, they've had a long relationship with a coach or whatever it is, and then they go their separate ways, and either the player or the coach, usually the coach and not the player, has a rough go of things, because they're used to that guy who knows the system inside and out. And like you said, man, how do we even know how much Hackett really is contributing when you see Rodgers check almost every time he's at the line of scrimmage, he's doing something, So,
and the only time that I feel like Zach had a good game, that KC game, Zach was checking up the protection and changing up the play a lot. I noticed that game.
Yep.
He doesn't do that shit anymore. It was just the one game.
No, you're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely
One
right.
more point
And
before I bounce.
go ahead.
Fuck the Eagles fans. I got something on them every single time that we beat their ass, because I was at my friend's house the night before that game. Me and him were going to it. He's an Eagles fan. His family the whole time is, who you guys play tomorrow? I forget. Who do you guys play? Oh, the Birds? Haha, go Birds. I got the last laugh, motherfuckers.
Yes,
go
sir.
Birds.
Yes, sir. I love it. JT, thank you so much, brother. Great call, great energy, and great points, man. Appreciate you tuning in.
Love what you guys do. Have a good one, Jack.
Yeah, man. Take care, brother. Man, oh man, oh man, ladies and gentlemen. It is 12:21 p.m. We have been streaming for over 2 hours here on the Jets Media Podcast. The New York Jets have dropped to 4-6. Have now lost 3 straight. And the season is over. I should be wearing black today as I sit here and eulogize this team. This team that doesn't have a quarterback, that doesn't have an offensive coordinator, that doesn't have a head coach, that doesn't have an offensive line, that doesn't have any wide receivers outside of one player, that doesn't have any running backs outside of one player, that doesn't have any tight ends. Has a hell of a defense, though. And we just sit here and watch it waste away and waste away and waste away. And you know what, man? Everyone's to blame. Blame that general manager if you want to. I am. For certain things, not for everything. Not for injury-related stuff. I see a couple super chats here. Hopefully I didn't miss any. Sorry, guys. You know, this is Richie's bag. I got to hold it down best I can while he's on his break. OB Clutch 27. Jets could draft within the top 5 if we lose out with an eye emoji. I don't care. Sorry, I don't care. Rookie Anthony Richardson has more touchdowns than Zach Wilson. He hasn't played since October 8th. We can't start him, meaning Zach, on Friday. I agree. Zach's time as a Jet should have been done. I can't believe we had to wait until, you know, the second half of yesterday's game to see that. And yes, Red, White, and Bills. I know the defense got embarrassed and blown out yesterday, but they're still better than the Bills' defense. That's for sure. That is for sure. BK Kyan, can we get a list of OCs that was available and willing to come to New York since Saleh and Joe been here? If we can't come up with this, then we should leave it alone. Let me just pull that out of my rear end. I keep a list of offensive coordinators that were available and willing to come to New York in my butt. So let me just pull that out and read it for BK Cayenne.
Appreciate you, BK.
We appreciate the $10 though. That was your break, man.
It was good, you know. I went to made a cup of coffee.
Ah, very nice.
You know,
very nice.
Maybe it was nice. 'Cause I didn't have to talk about this team. But we're back. And we got some.
Take my break now and hit my vape 37 times to get this Jets team, I don't know, out of my head a little bit. All right, guys. See you in a few.
You guys are happy I'm back?
Bobbleneck is concerned about the soundboard, but like we used it once for 1 second. As long as you guys are hearing me, it's all good, baby.
I'm confused. What sound's not coming?
The little
this? You guys don't hear like any soundboard stuff? So you guys hear that music? Or not? No music. Let me know in the chat if you guys hear music that's playing right now. If you don't hear any music, that means you hear the music. All right. Well, that means soundboard's. That means you should hear this. That's the soundboard. So now everyone's in the chat saying they can hear it. I'm confused. It's going in and out. We'll figure that out. All right. What did I miss when I was gone? What did I miss? Jack read all the super chats, I'm assuming. And we got some people in the chat. Let's get into business. We got more people tuning in for the call-in segment. Let's bring him in. Who did we leave off with? I don't know who Jack left off with. Fins for the win. Fins for the win. Did Jack already have you on, or is this your first time live? Fins for the win going once. Fins for the win is gone, but next up is Go Fins. Are you the same person?
Yeah, it was wrong account.
Oh, same person. I was about to say, back-to-back Fins fans.
Rich, he had one job. One job.
I'm sorry. We couldn't take care of the job yesterday, but it's all good. We'll take care of the job on Friday.
You sure about that?
I'm not sure about that, actually.
No. Jalen Ramsey, he's back now. He's back.
Who's that?
Jalen's back.
Oh, Ramsey?
Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, he's back. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. I really feel bad because we went through it a lot too. Injuries.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we still kind of are, but not as much as you guys though.
Yeah, I mean the Dolphins are able to. They had a big injury in training camp, and they were able to get him back in time, and now they're winning. So congratulations.
Yeah, man. You guys gotta. Zach, listen, bro. Your best chance against us is Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle or Simeon?
Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle. Well, I'm really looking forward to the matchup against the Dolphins, honestly, even from the defensive perspective against the Miami Dolphins offense. And then when it comes to our offense against your defense, yeah, we can't even score against the worst defenses in the league. So a Dolphins defense that's trending in the right direction is going to definitely be an issue for us. So we shall see what happens.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I just feel so good right now. First place.
I mean, the Dolphins got to be able to beat a good team, but you guys don't even have a good team on your horizon. I was hopeful that you guys can beat us and be like, all right, we beat a good team, but
if you
you're gonna lose.
Defense,
you're gonna lose to us and say like, wow, we can't even beat bad teams.
If we demolish your defense, then I'll probably feel pretty good. If we do it, but I don't know.
We'll see. Well, I appreciate you supporting the Jets Media Podcast from a Dolphins fan, my man, and appreciate you. I do appreciate you, bro. So we shall see, guys. Listen, man, the AFC's roundtable is growing, and the larger the AFC's roundtable grows, the more Dolphins fans, the more Bills fans, and the Patriots fans don't exist, right? They don't even are they any Patriots fan in the chat, raise your hand. I'm just curious. You're welcomed here, but I have never seen a Patriots fan in my chat. It's like they're all Bills and Dolphins fans. Oh, man. And it's sad that we can't even pile on the Patriots for finally being in the basement because they're like, yeah, well, we're tanking. They're like, yeah, we want to lose. We want to lose on purpose. And the Jets are going to be a purgatory. Give me a break, bro. Get out of my life. Patriots are in the basement. They stink. All right? They're Bucs fans now. It's ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous. We have a Patriots fan. Good to see you. I'm happy that we have a Patriots fan in the chat. I am. All right, folks. Let's get into business. My man, King Lowski's here. The preacher of the realm. King Lowski, man, I'm so sorry that we have to go through this. Let me hear it, dude. I mean, scream at me. Voice your frustrations. Be the gospel that we need right now. Be the voice of the fan base.
Richie, my brother, this is simple as this, man. At the end of the day, we are a long-suffering franchise. And, it's a lot of things that I could talk about, and it's a lot of blame to go around, and a lot of apologies from the players and all of that crap. But, man, we don't want to hear that, man. At the end of the day, y'all know damn well y'all can't go back to that child. That child has to sit his ass down and never see the light of day again. Okay? You can't go back to that child after you shot his confidence last night, which I don't give a damn about his confidence. I don't give a damn about his feelings. Sit his ass down and make sure he stays sitting the hell down until Aaron Rodgers comes back, man. Okay? And after that, after Aaron Rodgers come back, Get his ass out of here. Because I never want to see him in a Jets uniform again. Okay? You can blame Saleh. Okay, the defense was atrocious last night. But at the end, the offensive line was atrocious last night. But we all know the common denominator was who set the hell down for the rest of the half. Okay? Offensive line was shit. They can't block nobody. Okay? They are paper tissue trash. All right? We got to get that shit together. I don't know. I understand the injuries. I understand all of that bullshit, man. But, dog, at the end of the day, Richie, Jack, bro, sit that fucking child down. Sit him down.
So
never play him again. Look, Richie, and then this is the thing that kills me though. Saleh sits up here and says, "I'm gonna look at the tape. I'm gonna look at the tape." Motherfucker, how much tape you gotta look at to see this child is trash?
3 years.
For
3
3
years.
damn years, Richie. 3 damn years. You've been looking at tape of this mediocre, incompetent child. Okay? Sit his ass down. Please. I'm tired of seeing this motherfucker run around scared, man. He is scared. He won't even run. He won't even run, Richie. He won't even run up the damn field.
You're
He
100%
got
right.
plenty of space. Take a damn hit, you scared motherfucker. Take a hit. Damn, bro. What the fuck? Come on, man. This shit is ridiculous, man. And I get it, bro. Everybody want to blame oh, man, this on JD. Okay, well, at least JD did something good for the damn team. He got us one of the best drafts we ever seen. All right? He did something good. All right? Oh, Robert Saleh, he can't coach. He got all these timeouts mixed up, woo. Okay, he took our defense from 32nd to 4th. Now they talking about we one of the best defenses in the league. He did something good for the damn team. He did something. Name one thing this fucking child did. I'll wait.
You'll be waiting for the rest of the show if that's the case, bro, because there's nothing to say, dude. And we let maybe not them, but the fans let a pro day throw in shorts and a t-shirt convince them that this guy was going to be an NFL quarterback. Come on, bro. What are we doing to ourselves? Time after time.
So, King Lowski, who you prefer Friday night, Boyle or Simeon? Or it doesn't even matter to you?
I seen some good. I know Boyle ain't no better. I get that. Okay. I did see the ball move though. I saw the man get rid of the ball. Zach didn't get rid of the ball at all. He held on to the ball, knowing the offensive line is not good. I seen Tim Boyle get the ball out of his hands. I prefer Simeon because I think Simeon, I don't know what he's been doing this whole time, but I would hope he been on the practice squad, getting first reps on the practice squad or whatever, man. So I prefer Simeon because I know he's better than Boyle. But if Boyle knows the playbook better, if Boyle can run the offense a little bit better, then you gotta go with Tim Boyle, man. But don't go back to that child. Don't you do it.
Oh no, we lost him.
Oh, what happened?
It's enough. It's enough. It's enough.
Well, King Lowski, always appreciate you, bro. Whether we win, you
Hey,
bring
man,
the fire. Whether we lose, you bring that fire. I appreciate
You know
you.
I love y'all, man. Jack, Richie, you know I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow, man. I ain't running. TD don't scare me at all.
Hey, never run, baby.
barely,
You love it.
they
You show your
barely-
face
they
on that,
barely
and
escape.
that man last week was hilarious.
Hey, Richie, he know the boogeyman coming. He know the boogeyman coming, and he better not lose Friday. Let us pull out a win Friday. He's
Dude.
gonna need a lot of commenting for your boy, okay? JETS, Jets. Let's go.
Lowski, the legend right there.
Do we confirm that the soundboard is working?
Yeah, it was working.
It was working.
I was like blasting music. I was dancing. But did you guys not hear this? Tunes?
Okay, so it was working the whole time. So that one guy was just
I think
delusional.
I don't know, man.
Did you guys just hear that? Let me know if you guys hear this. Let me know in the chat right now if you guys just heard that JETS Jets chant.
Some baseball news. Some Yamamoto's officially posted. Who's getting Yamamoto, baby? The Mets. All right. All my teams suck. All my team hype me up, and they stink.
Let's talk about something real quick. So I think it goes without saying.
The Knicks are winning the championship this year.
No, of course not. But I think it goes without saying. Zach Wilson certainly.
Oh, they didn't hear that.
Oh, they did not. Wow.
It's very low and choppy.
Very low and choppy. Well, maybe Bobby is right.
All right. Well, we stink.
Bobbleneck.
What were you saying, though?
Why the hell would I lie? I'm a grown-ass man. All right, I see you, Bobbleneck. What was I saying? Zach Wilson cannot be on the team next year.
Oh, yeah, this is it. I mean, he
can't be the third string. He can't be the practice squad quarterback. Like, he's done. He's got to be done, right? Like, he can't be on the New York Jets next year.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just get benched 1 year and then the year after that and expect him to stay around, right? I think, I don't know.
I'm kind of scared, though. New York, they had no problems having him as the backup this year.
Because the unfortunate reality with the whole backup situation is that they gambled. They went and played blackjack, and they put a hand down, and they were hoping that the perfect scenario, which we all talked about, was that Zach Wilson, the only way you can fix this child, as the Kinglowski calls him, which I think is hilarious, is for him to sit back and learn. And the only way he can sit back and learn is him being quarterback number 2. So they were hoping, like, okay, Aaron has never really, had injury issues. We'll let him sit behind and hope and gamble that Aaron stays healthy. And obviously the gamble was a mistake. And the guy gets hurt in 4 snaps, and Zach's out there. So they were hopeful that Zach can learn behind Aaron for 2 years and then hand it off. But now that whole situation got flipped on his head. He was never supposed to play this year in the first place. But then at the end of the day, you can't go into a season when you are worried about your backup quarterbacks, because now we're going to see a lot of backup quarterbacks play. The Browns, the Bengals, and the Bengals couldn't win with theirs, but the Browns just won with theirs. And now the Jets have been playing with their backup all season long. So that's the reality of it. And I think that if you're going into next season with Aaron Rodgers again, the Jets got to invest a lot of money into a backup quarterback.
The Jets did it like the opposite way that you're supposed to do it. They got an inexperienced guy to back up a veteran. But look at like the Colts, They got a rookie quarterback. He goes down. They have a super capable, experienced backup in Gardner Minshew to go in there and hold it down.
And it wasn't even just like the Jets organization believing in Zach. Aaron Rodgers did too. Like Aaron genuinely loved him before he came to the Jets. They were good friends, and Aaron would give Zach advice while he's still in the Packers. So you combine Aaron Rodgers saying, "No, I think Zach has it. He just needs to figure these things out. Let him learn behind me."
Exactly.
And then that kind of made it feel like it was okay for him to be a backup.
Exactly.
So when Aaron gives the support
100%.
and Douglas and everybody else, it's like.
And we're all hypocrites when it comes to this topic, because there's not one person that wasn't down for the idea of Zach Wilson learning behind what we assumed would have been a healthy Aaron Rodgers. Everybody was bought in on that. Awesome. Maybe after we win a Super Bowl with Rodgers, this was the fantasy of everybody, maybe after we win a Super Bowl with Rodgers, Zach Wilson will have learned enough that he can be a competent starter for the next 10 years and we'll be a good team for the next decade.
Aaron literally said that himself.
Yeah. And you know what? We're all hypocrites right now because, now we're sitting here saying ridiculous how they can go into the year with Zach as the backup. At the time, we were all down for Zach to be the backup because we were expecting him to learn behind a healthy Aaron Rodgers. Now, knowing what we know now, it's ridiculous. Knowing how bad Zach truly is in year 3, knowing that this offseason of being around Aaron Rodgers didn't do shit in terms of his development because he looks worse than he ever has. And once again, we kind of drank the Kool-Aid on that one. And but again, what were we supposed to do?
Because the vision was there.
I know.
It was
That's
right
what I'm saying.
there, and it got ripped from us in 4 snaps. And that's where, this has been a spiral since that moment. That will always be forever. And I don't know if you can think of a worse, not even Jets history, but football history or sports history of more of a devastating injury in the sport. And it's not just because he's Aaron Rodgers. You also have to talk about the hype around it. Because Hard Knocks put us on the map. It wasn't like it was a New York hype. It wasn't like the city of New York is hyped up about Aaron Rodgers. The planet Earth, the world was hyped up about Aaron Rodgers. Every single NFL fan was intrigued by the New York Jets, and that was because of Hard Knocks. That was because everybody knew last year that the Jets were quarterback away, and that quarterback happens to be now Aaron Rodgers. You plug in Aaron Rodgers with his team, and the hype is there, and then Hard Knocks just completely brings us to another scale. Every single national media source is hyping us up for it to get ripped away in 4 snaps. That is historically going to be looked at as one of the most devastating and craziest situations in football history. I mean, it really is. It's like a joke. It's like, and we're living the repercussions right now. We all had to sell ourselves after that. Okay, Rodgers is done for the year. Let's just hope that this defense and Zach and somehow can stay afloat and just make the season salvageable. And now here we are, 10 games in at 4-6. So it sucks. It really sucks. And I know that we want to blame this and blame that and blame this and blame that, but the reality is the blame should be pointed everywhere, and the Jets just could not figure it out offensively when Rodgers went down. The entire offseason was about Rodgers. Rodgers disappears, and then everything has been backpedaling, trying to find answers, and they haven't been able to find the answers.
And find me one of those 4 wins where you can say, wow, that was a win. We dominated. We were the better team on all fronts. And then some of these losses that we have should have been wins. So what does that tell you? It tells you that we're just not there yet, man. We're not a good team. We're a mediocre team, and we're only not a bad team because this defense is one of the best in the league. That's the only thing preventing us from being a bad team. We're right there, though. We're right there. We're one more bad defensive performance.
If this defense was average, if this defense was middle of the pack right now, we'd be
the worst team in football.
Yeah, but the fact that they're not is how we are actually still in the thick of things. And
you know what? What just gets under my skin, bro? Look at the Raiders lose, and I know they're playing the Dolphins, and it was a tough matchup. But look at the Raiders lose after embarrassing the Jets and the Giants before that. Look at the Chargers. These are games that keep me up at night. Because not only of how bad we played, but how bad we played against what were supposed to be inferior opponents, who are now showing that in their following games that they've played after they play the Jets.
Again, you're supposed to win the games you're supposed to win, and you're not doing that.
Absolutely
Allison says, my opinion, Zach should be up Aaron's level, up pro quarterback. Zach played 3 years. He should be up to work around it. Well, Aaron Rodgers is in year 18. He's a Hall of Famer. If you're expecting Zach to be up to Aaron's level, that's
what?
That's impossible. I mean, we're talking about a Hall of Fame Super Bowl MVP, and you expect Zach to be on Aaron's level in year 3? I would never expect that from Zach Wilson, ever. I was hopeful that he can just be competent enough to just rely on a run game that apparently doesn't exist and not turn the ball over and win on the behalfs of the defense, and he can't even do that. Because everything stinks, including him.
Including him.
All right, let's get into LaSalle.
LaSalle, what's up, buddy?
What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm just going to make this quick. Getting a quarterback in the draft. Get a quarterback in the draft. I can't stand Zach Wilson anymore. I can't stand. So,
Yeah, you're not alone, man.
Yeah.
What do we have any of it so far?
All right, LaSalle, thank you so much.
Got one, two. Yeah.
Thank you, LaSalle.
All right, LaSalle wants a quarterback in the draft. LaSalle also sounds like he's on speakerphone with somebody right now.
He's at
so
work. He's
there we go.
at work in a meeting.
Yeah,
He's on Jets Media Podcast. We got to draft a new
We're
quarterback,
gonna let you
boys.
go, LaSalle, because we don't want you to get fired. But yeah, draft the quarterback. Up next.
Oh man, let's draft the quarterback, dude. All right,
Keaton, you're live on the pod. What's up, buddy?
How you guys doing today?
Good, man. How are you?
I've never been better.
Pretty good. Yeah, so basically I just want to get into like Zach Wilson obviously isn't the guy. Like he's just like you guys said, he's just a bum quarterback. Just doesn't know like what he's doing on the football field, doesn't make the right reads down the field, and Jets fans obviously don't like him on the field, that type of deal. But mainly I wanted to get into is the defense. Like, I think you guys have one of the best defenses in the league. Like, I don't think there's any question about that. Like, I think the issue is...
Are you a Dolphins fan?
No, I'm a Browns fan, but I'm from Ohio. I just wanted to
Thanks for
come
tuning
on
in.
here.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, man.
Yeah, for sure. But, like, you guys' defense is phenomenal. But the issue is the defense is on the field way too long because the offense can't do anything. And it's like, Richie, what you mentioned about, like, I feel bad for the defense because, I feel like they're wasting a really good defense. I think this is a Super Bowl defense, in my opinion. But
for sure,
the offense, if they can't get anything going down the field, it's just like, dang, you're like the defense is like, dang, we're about to come out on the field and they're not getting enough rest and that type of deal. So it's like the defense is pretty much the only spark on this team right now. And I feel like, until the offense can get some progress going, then it's just going to continue. You're just going to continue seeing the same result, that type of deal. So that's all I really have. But I'm a huge fan of the channel. You guys are doing a lot of good things. So continue doing what y'all doing.
Hey,
Thank you,
man.
bro.
Thank you so much,
That's
bro.
awesome.
We'll see you week 17, I believe, right?
Yeah, they probably flex that game if I ever saw a flexible game.
Yeah.
But Thursday night, Jets Browns, week 17. Which I mean, the Browns are a good team. They're 7-3. But the Jets,
unbelievable.
That's gonna be a 9-6 finish. I mean, two of the best defenses going after each other. And you know what the Browns have that the Jets don't?
A running game.
A running game. A running game.
How did I know you were gonna say that?
It drives me nuts because it's like, yeah, like there's blame to go around, but I feel like people aren't even putting the same energy to that. Like, that's the whole vision of this offense is to run the football. And the offensive line can't do anything with running the ball. And Breece Hall as well. I mean, Breece is a great pass catcher, but he can't run the ball. And it's not all on Breece, but gosh, we're supposed to be a team that is a physical powerhouse, and we can't even run the ball. That's why I respect for the Browns. That's how they're 7-3 with their quarterback being injured. All right, next caller, we got McLean is ready to get hurt again.
Ready to get hurt.
Ready to get hurt again. Shout out to Better Jets fans. How you guys doing? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man, we can hear
what's
you,
going
man.
on?
What's up, dude? Thanks for
not much. So
tuning in.
So you guys ever see the movie Good Will Hunting? And you see the part where Robin Williams goes up to Matt Damon and he goes, "It's not your fault. It's not your fault." I feel like
you need a long cry hug right now like that.
dude, I need to be hugged just like Alan Lazard was hugging the Bills defender there,
Oh, my
man.
God.
I really do. I feel like the Jets owe it to us, man. We've been so bad for so long. And how unlucky are we that one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time come to our team and he doesn't even throw a pass for us. He can't even throw a pass for us,
Only the Jets, man.
Feels like we're being joked.
only the Jets, dude. Only the Jets, man. One last thing. I know you got a lot of callers coming in, but Zach's time, unfortunately, at least for right now, is finished. We cannot go into Friday with him. It really is a shame that we didn't have a competent backup quarterback, but it is what it is. I think it's Simeon's time. And the thing is that let's say he comes in and he starts winning games, then what? It's like, okay, now Simeon's winning games and we had Boyle the backup the entire time, right? And I know this is all hypothetical. He can come in and be trash, but let's say he comes in and we actually have a decent offense. Well, what's the narrative then? Like what's going to happen? So that's kind of like my question for you guys.
The narrative is just how much time we've wasted with, trying to find something in Zach Wilson when there's clearly nothing there. And there's never been anything there, bro. And it's like, again, I can't believe that, like, I have to have this same conversation with Zach Wilson supporters constantly because, I mean, it's not like, this is a 6th round draft pick who's in his rookie year. This is a guy who was drafted 2nd overall who's in year 3. He stinks. This is like we've moved on from quarterbacks sooner than this. Why is it such a new idea that the New York Jets missed on drafting a quarterback? We've seen that 45 times in my lifetime alone. So why is this like such a foreign idea that Zach Wilson is a bust? Like, enough. I'm so like, it's insane, bro. It's insane.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for taking my call. You guys are the best.
Anytime, bro.
Keep plugging away. I know I was kind of like, messing with you guys a little bit, especially Richie. Richie, I love you, dude. You're one of the best Jets content creators. I'll never come after you, man. But yeah, we just gotta,
first of all, McLean, thank you for the super chats and the support, but you can always come after me. That's the whole reality of the situation.
That's why we're here, bro.
It's not that I'm coming after you. I'm just trying to like.
Bring your perspective, and that's what it's all about.
Bring the perspective and kind of like get to the narrative of like, why are we so loyal to this guy? Where it's like any other GM, we'd be running him out of town for making the wrong pick and still sticking with him. So it's like, he made the wrong pick, which is fine. That happens. But to double down, triple down, quadruple down, and oh, by the way, I really think it was him. Now that I'm putting two and two together, where Saleh went on and said, I plead the fifth when it comes to why he keeps on playing Zach. I am 99% sure that it was Joe Douglas mandating him to play him. But anyway, that's just my theory there. But I do think that better days are ahead. I think that, when Aaron Rodgers comes back next year or this year, what have you, I do think that we're going to win some more games. I do think there's better days ahead. But dude, it's like, we cannot catch a break, man. It's insane. It really is insane. I've been a fan since I was 5 years old. I don't think I've missed a snap willingly since I was 5 years old. But if we trot out Zach Wilson on Friday, I don't know. This might be the very first time in 25 years where I might willingly not want to watch this team. But again, I do think that they're going to make the right decision. I do think Zach is not starting. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man.
But thanks for taking my call, guys.
McLean, of course, man. And thank you for tuning in, and thank you for all the support, and thank you for all the generous super chats that you sent in earlier, my man.
Yeah, man. McLean is the man.
Yeah, that was a great call.
Appreciate that, man. And you're always welcome to give your perspectives, guys. Come at us.
And just
man.
so
This
you
is
know,
what
if
talking sports is about.
If I come after you, it's not like, oh, screw this guy. It's part of the podcast.
Yeah, guys, we're talking sports. We're not talking about who we are as individual people. We're just talking about sports, man. So come at us. We'll come at you. It's all love, man. Nothing's ever personal. So McLean, appreciate the gesture, but you don't ever have to apologize or anything like that, man. We're all good, baby. Differing opinions is what makes this a show. If we all agreed with each other, what's the point of going live and debating?
Absolutely. That's what sports talk radio is all about. The theme of this is definitely Saleh. I mean, it literally is a clown show.
And you know
our
what?
head coach surplexed, hip tossed our quarterback, and then benched him. I mean,
you know what's unbelievable?
Can you even describe that?
It really is like what's happening in the organization. We saw it actually happen. We saw Zach Wilson drag Robert Saleh to the ground, which is what has been happening this whole year. We're seeing this offense led by Zach Wilson drag the head coach down to the depths of hell. And I mean this clip is just hilarious. And it almost looks like Saleh saw an opportunity to try and injure Zach and like jumped on it.
It's like a joke. It's like, is that? Because at first when I saw this on the broadcast, I couldn't tell who that was. And then right when I saw the red challenge flag, I'm like, that's Saleh. Just launching our own quarterback. And got to give Saleh credit, though, because watch Saleh force a fumble. Watch him right there. Boom, ball out. There you go, coach. That's what he teaches the linebacker. See him kind of knock that ball out.
Oh, my God.
And then to add to this, Zach Wilson dances onto the field and he trips over himself.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing? This is the memory that we're going to have of Zach's final game. And on top of all this, we are wearing the Peter Griffin jerseys, which are the ugliest combinations you can possibly have. The white jerseys with the green pants. The Peter Griffins. Ugly ass jerseys.
Why are they called the Peter Griffins?
If you watch Family Guy,
Oh, because that's his outfit.
Griffin wears
Oh,
a
okay.
white
Oh,
t-shirt
okay.
with
Okay.
green
Yeah.
pants.
I thought it was like something else.
Ugly ass, just white t-shirt.
Peter
green
Griffins.
pants. Yeah. When they announced the jersey combo, which they do on
Peter
Twitter every
Griffin's
week.
been wearing that same outfit for like 20 years.
Yeah,
bro.
Peter Griffin, he just has. Rappaport just said Boyle to start. Is that
Wow.
true? Let's see. Here it is, guys. Official.
Wow.
It's going to be Boyle. It's not going to be Simeon, which I don't know how I'm a fan of that, but. All right, guys. Breaking news. Zach Wilson goes to the bench.
Timmy Boyle
Stays on the bench. He's
gets
done.
the start.
What's your guys' thoughts? Let us know in the chat right now. Courtesy of Ian Rappaport. It is the officially our new starting quarterback is Tim Boyle.
Timb. Tim
Boyle's our quarterback. This is where we're at, folks. I'm tweeting it out right now. The New York Jets will start quarterback Tim Boyle versus the Miami Dolphins. Per rap sheet. I love how I'm asking, what are your thoughts of this? Knowing everyone's like,
what are your guys' thoughts of this? Let us know, man. I'll tell you mine real quick as Richie's sending out his tweet. It's about damn time. Listen, I understand that Tim Boyle is not the answer here. I understand that. No one is saying that.
It's about damn.
But you cannot continue to throw Zach Wilson out there, bro. You cannot continue to throw Zach Wilson out there. You just can't. I'm sorry. You cannot do it. Like I said a few moments ago, there are quarterbacks that we moved on from a lot faster than Zach Wilson, bro. Christian Hackenberg, Bryce Petty. Come on, man. What are we doing here?
Hey, man. Tim Boyle.
James O'Boyle.
Uh-oh.
Says, I know we need a change and need to mix things up, but I still think Zach does a better job than Tim Boyle. Listen, JOB, you might be right, bro. I mean, who knows?
Who's this guy in the chat? Who's this moron, James O'Boyle?
You don't want somebody that almost shares your name to start for the Jets on Friday?
Guys, it's a joke. James O'Boyle is a very good friend of mine. He was at my house all day yesterday.
We were watching the game with him. He's one of our best buds, and he's like the nicest living man on earth. So absolutely no slander towards our boy JOB.
But come on, James. Your boy, Tim Boyle, James O'Boyle, my man. And listen, the reality is, Tim Boyle, he went in there last night. He looked like shit. But you can't, think that going back with Zach Wilson is going to be any better. And that's what it comes down to. And the one thing I say that Boyle has that Zach doesn't is the ability to process stuff at the line of scrimmage. And that's what I've been on Zach since the start of his career with the Jets, is that he can't. The one thing Tim Boyle, I have somewhat of confidence on it, that pre-snap, he can understand what defense is coming. He can slide the protections, and that's it.
I'm laughing because I'm just imagining on the fourth play of the game on Friday, Tim Boyle tears his Achilles, and then we see Zach Wilson trot back out there.
That's another thing. What are they going to do about the backup? Last year, remember, Zach wasn't even the backup. He got benched.
Yeah.
He was in a T-shirt.
Yeah.
So is Trevor Siemian quarterback number 2 now? Or is that's another conversation?
I mean, why not? See what you have out of Simeon. See what you have out of Boyle.
I'm personally a little. I would prefer Simeon.
See what you have out of Simeon. See what you have out of Boyle, so you know if any of them have a spot on the roster for next season as a quarterback 3 or practice squad quarterback. Because we have Aaron Rodgers and then a new competent backup quarterback, and then either Boyle or Simeon.
LaSalle says
Zach Wilson can take a hike.
Start tanking. Fire Saleh and Hackett. Trade back to get a second. Either get Bo Nix, Michael Penix. Yeah. Tanking, not happening, Lascelles. I know that the fans want to tank. I get all that. Not happening. Just telling you straight up.
Tanking is
Not even winning.
only something that the brass can try to do. Players can never tank because players are always playing for their next contract. Players never know when their last snap in the NFL will be. Players never know which game could possibly be their last game. Players never know when they're going to get hurt. So you're never going to make a player tank. Coaching staffs and general managers can assemble a shitty roster and play bad players in an attempt to, get a better draft spot for sure. Does that happen? Absolutely, it happens. 100%. But you can never tell a player to go out there and not try because they're trying to get paid. They never know when it's going to be the end of their career or not. So tanking is not a thing.
And I can't believe in November there's Jets fans asking to tank. Never ends. It's an endless cycle. I thought we were going to escape the tank talk. I really did. I'm about to lose my mind. I thought there was an actual chance that I am going to be able to go a season.
You thought you would be able to get through a full season?
Without going in with Rodgers, without, before week 1, I'm talking. I thought there was a chance that I can go through a season when we're in November. We're looking at the playoffs instead of looking at the draft and the tankathon. And now there's going to be this stupid debate every year. The Jets lose on purpose so we can get a better pick. There's so much more that goes into tanking that you guys don't freaking understand. If you think that those players are going to go out there and say, you know what? Let's just lose on purpose.
That's like literally impossible for a player to do. How can you play football not trying to win?
Can't.
It's literally not possible.
And not only that, the coaching staff's like coaching for their lives. So it's not like they're like, all right, you know what? Let's tank on this season and we'll go, no. All right, Lascelles comes back again. Okay, tanking's not a good word. I mean, be competitive, but continue as they are and then trade back. Yeah, I mean, listen, I
don't think we need to tank to quote unquote tank to not win another game. If we're being very honest,
we have Tim Boyle, the quarterback.
We have the Dolphins coming up. We got the Texans who are 6-4.
Well, CJ Stroud
we got
is
the Falcons who can score more points than we can. That's for sure. I'm terrified of playing the Patriots again. The Browns are a very good football team.
You know what? At this point, if we're out of it, which seems like we were going to be in Week 18, let the Patriots beat us so they don't get a good pick. You know what I mean? Because they're like, oh, Caleb Williams, Drake May. You know what? Patriots beat us, so you miss out on those quarterbacks.
Bro, I know you're just kidding, but like if we lose to the New England Patriots again,
Timmy B. You don't think Timmy B's going to go into Foxborough, sling that rock around?
Like they're literally, the Patriots are trying to not win another game.
That's a tank job.
The Patriots are foaming at the mouth, dreaming about Caleb and Drake May.
I mean, the Giants
we
helped
lose
them
to
out
the
a
New
lot.
England Patriots, bro. Yeah, the Giants just won yesterday.
That helped out the Tank Bowl.
Yeah.
So now, and the Cardinals are competitive too.
Cardinals.
They lost, but Kyler Murray and those Cardinals, and I never really bought into the whole thing that the Cardinals are going to tank, and I think Kyler Murray's their quarterback. It's just unfortunately for them that he had to be injured last year.
What about the Panthers? Bryce Young kind of stinks.
They don't guess what
they're
pick
going to
they
have a
this year.
top pick. Oh, no, they don't because they gave it to Chicago, right? Yeah.
They're screwed.
What is
Talk
going
about
on?
it.
with it? Who's running that organization?
Talk
bro?
about a team that is absolutely screwed. That they took a quarterback first overall, and then at least the Jets. Can you imagine? Go ahead and just put yourself in a reality real quick. Imagine the Jets had the first overall pick, and we drafted Zach Wilson, and then Trevor Lawrence went second. That's kind of what the Panthers did, where they drafted Bryce Young, and then C.J. Stroud went second, and he's like an MVP.
Yeah. Although he looked like shit yesterday for the first time in his career, played really bad.
Stroud.
Stroud.
Oh yeah, he threw 3 picks,
3 interceptions. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But he's a rookie who's in the MVP conversation, so that's all that matters, man. I mean, the Texans are setting themselves up.
Now he's
for,
coming to
for
MetLife
a decade
too.
of success. Yes,
He's coming to MetLife next week.
Yes,
not this week, but the next week after that.
Yeah,
we're gonna kill you, CJ Stroud. Meet Quinnen Williams.
I mean, bro, I'm not
Sadness.
exaggerating. Let's pull up the remaining schedule. I'm not exaggerating when I say that we could not win another game.
Yeah, it's 100%. But it all starts by beating the Dolphins.
So we got the Miami Dolphins, followed by the Atlanta Falcons. That's no walk in the park.
But what if there's another Mike White story?
Followed by the Texans. That's no walk in the park. Followed by the Dolphins again. I think our best chance to get another win before the end of the year is probably at home against the Commanders on Christmas Eve. But then I have no faith against the Browns and no faith against the Patriots, regardless of how many games they're trying to lose. Bill Belichick, that could be Bill Belichick's last game as the head coach of the New England Patriots, man. He's not going to go out.
About him to Washington.
You think he's going to go out
Commanders
on an L to the Jets? Not a shot in hell. Not a shot in hell, bro.
They're going to tank. They're going to try their best to lose that game, though, if they're really tanking.
Bro, we
talk
could
about tank. The Patriots are tanking.
Bro, we could go 4-13. Like, think about how bad it really could get. I mean, we got the Dolphins, Falcons, Texans, Dolphins, Commanders, Browns, Patriots. What gives me any faith that our offense can score more points than the Commanders' offense?
We just saw it. Tim Boyle. Tim F&B.
You looked at me for a sec like you actually had something good to say. I was like, is he about to embarrass me right now and say something that I don't know is true or something? And then he's like, what do you mean, bro? We got Timmy Boyle out there. All right, Rich. Thanks, Rich.
Timmy B, bro. He freaking adjusts the offensive line. Did you not see him?
Yeah,
slide the protection?
Yeah, dude. That was sick.
He slid the protection.
Right before that interception that he threw.
He did slide it. Wait. But did you not see that handoff to Breece Hall?
Dude, what about that handoff to Abanaconda?
Izzy showed flash, and
Bro.
we didn't see anything.
Bro.
Here we go, Izzy. All right, now. Well, guys, Izzy Abanaconda, dog. Yeah, we didn't get to see any of that.
No.
But listen, man, this sparks new life in the offense potentially. And how hilarious would it be, though, if the Jets actually somehow, some way beat the Dolphins with Tim Boyle? Oh, my God, I need that in my life. Which seems far-fetched. The only way we win that game is if the defense shows up and, somehow shuts down that high-flying offense. That's the only way.
I mean, the Dolphins got a win yesterday, but they didn't exactly blow out the Raiders.
Yeah, they almost.
It was 20-13.
The
So
Raiders had a chance to tie it in the end, and Jalen Ramsey.
And the quarterback that we lost to, Aiden O'Connell,
baby,
throws a bomb to nobody on 4th and 2. Turns the ball over on downs.
In the first half,
That's who we lost
when
to.
he had the bomb to Devontae Adams for the touchdown. I was like, see, Devontae Adams already helping out the Jets because, at the time, I'm like, oh, the Raiders can beat whatever. But
Right.
there goes that.
Right.
There goes that.
Guys, it's been another just incredible episode of the Jets Media Podcast.
It really is, guys. The support of the podcast is so magnificent. It's ridiculous. The reality is I built this YouTube channel off losing, and I'm never going to experience
This is our
winning, I
comfort
guess.
zone, baby.
This is where we're at.
This is where we live.
I don't know what
this
it's like
is
to
what we
win.
know. This is the world in which we reside.
And it's another 3-hour pod on a Monday. We had 3 straight victory Mondays to celebrate, and now 3 straight defeated Mondays to cope with. And now, hopefully, maybe there's another 3 straight wins on the horizon. Most likely not. And now we have to go on Friday and take on the Miami Dolphins in our all-black jerseys.
The Jets find creative new ways to ruin our weekends, and now we can experience a defeat Saturday.
Yeah, that's going to stink.
Coming up.
A Saturday after a Jets game.
Man.
That's going to be hard, man. That's going to be tough. I guess, the podcast, I don't even know when we can do it. Monday? Because you're going to be at the wedding Saturday anyway.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't even know how we're going to do our usual second podcast of the week this week because I have we got Thanksgiving. I got a gig on Thanksgiving Eve. I got to leave Friday morning after Thanksgiving for a wedding in Pennsylvania. So it's just going to be a shit show of a week. But we thank you guys, as always, for supporting. Thank you for your super chats. Thank you for your call-ins. Thank you for all your hot takes. Appreciate you guys, man. And as always, please make sure you like the video here on YouTube. Leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. But also, if you guys can, please take a moment out of your day to go and check us out in audio form on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you guys listen to your podcast.
That'd be greatly appreciated.
You can find the Jets Media Podcast. Leave a review, leave a 5-star rating. It would really help out, guys. Thank you so much for the support. And Rich, how are we gonna end it, man?
We're gonna end it with crying.
End it for us.
Just
baby.
kidding, I'm a man. We don't cry here. We've built on this losing. This season ain't over until it's over. What's the mathematics? How much % chance is there playoffs? Is it like less than 1% yet?
0.67 or some shit like that.
Or is that if we lose to the Dolphins, it's that? I don't even know.
Yeah, I think it might be that.
Hey, man, reality is here. Quarterback switch has happened. And if this is the only way that the Jets can spark something, the Dolphins don't have much tape on Timmy B, and we shall see. But the reality is, I just want to thank all you guys for tuning in to the Jets Media Podcast. We launched this year. I'm really excited for it, man. We only have this office space until February, and we're really fortunate to be able to build this platform with you guys. We're inching very close to 21,000 subscribers, which is really absurd. Also, a big announcement on the roundtable is going to be later tonight. We're really excited to launch the official launch of our company, which is Roundtable Sports. And if you guys go into the AFC's Roundtable YouTube channel, you'll see all different channels listed there that we are excited to build and launch throughout the rest of this season and the offseason. The AFC South Roundtable launches tomorrow night. The NFC North Roundtable is Wednesday.
Let's go.
So a lot of exciting things happening beyond Jets Media that I'm a part of. So all the support is very, very appreciated, guys. So stay tuned. The AFC's Roundtable will be live tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and then we're going to introduce the AFC South Roundtable actually tonight. They're going to join us for a couple minutes and kind of, introduce them to the rest of the guys, and they are part of the Roundtable Sports Company. And that's a lot of fun, man. As much as I hate TD, Dan, and Master at Work's teams, man, they've been great, business partners. We've been really trying to build something special, and we're building something. So we shall see what happens from that standpoint. I'll see you guys tonight.
The Jets suck, but we will root for them until we're dead and in the ground.
Lascelles with the last-minute super chat. I'm never going to root for losing, but if we lose, I'm okay with now. Right there with you, man. Never rooting for losing, but hey, we shall see. And I'll finish off with this, Lascelles. Nets suck, Knicks rule. Let's freaking go.
Jersey Dolphins says he's going to give me a Tua jersey. You know what you can do with that Tua jersey, Dolphins? You can stick it where the sun don't shine, baby.
Ooh.
See you later.
Jets.